welcome to the Chromatic Dragon Saga, where myself, DM Dicecream Sandwich, gets to take these lovely TikTok creators on a fantastical journey through the book known as Hold of the Dragon Queen. I don't know, I have this voice. It's going to stick from now on. This is my GM voice. This voice. How I'm going to describe things from now on. No, thank you all for joining us for today's stream. We did take a break last week so that our good buddy, web-headed hero, Avery here, could go on his own side quest to go seek settlement in a new faraway land called Los Angeles. Which was very successful, so kudos to that. But yes, we are back, and not much to go off the top. Here in the Dicecream Twitch channel, we got D&D streams going on all the time. We got Beyond the Realms on Monday, Phalai bi-weekly on Tuesday. So if you want some more D&D, come join us over there. But for today, we going to stretch the limbs, crack the knuckles, because we in a very awkward predicament at the moment with the party known as the A-Team. So let's jump right back into it, friends, as we play the latest session of the Chromatic Dragon Saga. A-Town, show them what you're working with. So last we left off, the party having now heavily being involved in the strange events surrounding these dragon cultists, seemingly going across the land, burying towns as they go in their wake. Lots of rumors and whispers of a power culminating and growing within the cultists' ranks, which is making the rest of the world quite nervous, as the rest of you were in the town of Green Nest, taking on your own quest, escorting a powerful noble to this village. The dragon cultists swooped in, lay siege, and waste to all the villagers inside. You doing your best to kind of aid the people of Green Nest in their keep, fought off the dragon cultists for as long as you possibly could until they were satisfied, took what they wanted, and got the heck out of there. The nobles of Green Nest chartered you with investigating further as you chased down the dragon cultists to their base camp lair. Where there were tons of kobolds, hunters, mercenaries of all ilk gathered around in this space, as they had seemingly been on foot for quite some time, pillaging, gathering treasures of sorts to give as a offering to Tiamat. As another reason why you went to chase down these cultists at their camp site was because there was a monk in particular named Leosin, who you also were charged with finding, as he had been investigating these antics of the dragon cultists for some time. It might lead you to find out what their big plan is, what are they truly up to, through a very clever tactics that you had implemented. You wormed your way through the dragon cultist camp unscathed. A few backstabs later, a few high stealth checks. Omara transforming into a giant wolf spider, clinging to the side of the mountain terrain that kind of horseshoed in this encampment. You were able to free Leosin, free some of the villagers from Green Nest that were taken as prisoners. But as you were about to make your escape, Leosin was dead set on not leaving until the cave nearby that was kind of the very back of the campsite was further investigated, because he knew that there was something important in there that he hadn't been able to get to yet, and strongly begged, basically, and urged you to go into this cave to investigate further for him, as these possible dragon eggs that have been rumored around this area may be inside. So, as a trade-off, you told Leosin to take the villagers that were captured, to keep them safe nearby for you guys to reconvene at a later date. But as you went inside the cave, Apollo, unfortunately, was spotted by the entire encampment of the dragon cultists. It took them on a merry-go-round chase, as the rest of you were eagerly waiting inside the entrance of the cave for him to come to you. And as he, Looney Tunes style, Pirates of the Caribbean Jack Sparrow, was just running with his hands waved up as hordes of enemies were trailing behind him, you quickly came up with a plan to decimate the entrance of the cave entrance, causing a huge collapse with multiple stones and boulders blocking the way. from their onslaught towards you. After that, you then started to go inside the cave system, avoiding a few traps. You narrowly escaped some venomous plants, some sturges, these bat-like creatures amongst the stalactites in the top of the cave. You're doing pretty well until, unfortunately, you took a sharp turn where a group of kobolds seemingly were chilling nearby. You activated a trap that let a bunch of rocks above smash into you, alerting them to your presence. Apollo, trying to make a few quick words to avoid a dark situation, unfortunately rolled low, did not take an A. When I say a massive battle happened as these 5 kobolds were able to escape your tactics to alert another group of kobolds, and it was the 5 of you against 18 kobolds, some of them winged. There were ball-bearing traps. There were choices that maybe should have been better thought as Amara tried to rush an entire group of 18 kobolds, almost causing her to die as the party had to make quick decisions to get you out while also fighting them off. You decided the best course of action from Avery's very combat strategic mind to bottleneck them in a very tight hallway, ping them off one at a time. That worked extremely well, but you all barely made it out with yourselves intact. Some of you in the single digits of HP, but you held strong. You took them out. And here is where we are currently. Taking some deep breaths as you are all tirelessly exhausted from this battle. You nailed that last kobold. Multiple bodies are kind of on the ground. Some disemboweled, some of their wings ripped off from when Arcturion went into multiple rages to cause multiple onslaughts with these creatures. So this is where we pick up. You are currently inside this cave system still, multiple kobold bodies at your feet. That area to the sort of northward of you that goes down 10 feet that you saw was a drake pen of sorts that the kobolds were keeping these lizard-like creatures that kind of look like Komodo dragons down in a pen that were trying to escape when you were fighting the kobolds, but luckily a gated metal gate at the bottom of the stairs were keeping them in there. They weren't able to climb out. So, with all that out of the way, friends, what would you like to do?
Just idly, I'm gonna take one of the kobold corpses and just strip the armor off of it and toss it into the drake pit to hopefully distract them from trying to gnaw through the gate.
Also, about the drakes, because like it seems like I think I remember they were like poorly treated and like kind of like beaten up a little bit.
Yeah, you made a perception check that was high, and you noticed a lot of them had scarring, cuts in them, looked like they're trying to be trained pretty viciously. You saw there was some bones and some discarded food at the bottom of their cage, but yeah, it looked like they were not treated very well.
I was wondering, I don't know if anybody in our party might be able to communicate with them to be like, hey, we will let you guys out if you come and help us, and you can get revenge on your captors and go free. Like, just an idea. I don't know if you guys think
I can't speak to
animals.
I can't speak to animals, but also I think we need to worry about resting first before possible danger, because we don't know how they're gonna do that. So I think
right. Like, let's rest first, but just put that in the back of your minds. I don't know if anybody could do that, but I just thought of it.
Both Amara and I could.
I think we should constantly be doing perception checks for traps and stuff like that, but we should also check this room first. See if we can kind of maybe check the room, see if there's any supplies, health potions, etc. If it seems safe, maybe we can kind of box in that area, clean up as much as we possibly can so it doesn't look like, anything really happened, but
Sure.
as best as we can.
Let's check, and then maybe we won't even have to take a short rest if we don't need to. We can find some health
Yeah,
potions.
maybe there's health potions in there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I say let's go ahead and check. Good idea. And I'll go first. I can go and check because I've got some high health. So
Same thing.
Amara's just gonna lay on the table and start resting.
I'm gonna follow behind Avery and just kind of try and help scout, mainly for traps. into that room.
Okay.
I shall stay here then. I'm gonna not.
I'm
Right.
taking a rest.
Yeah, I'm staying with.
So I'll assume Apollo, you're gonna pick up your ball bearings from the ground.
Make
You
sure that's not an issue
Home
anymore.
alone with the hilarious success.
And we have that corpse over the spike, so we don't have to worry about the
Yeah.
the spike.
So there was also that other trap, the spike trap that they got found as well. But yeah, you got a corpse leaning overhead that's spiked on, so you can just step on it and avoid it pretty easily.
I'm assuming I don't get my ball bearings back.
No. No.
It's worth asking.
The guy
All right.
crushed.
into a hole.
Yeah. Kind of go in there. Specifically, once we're in there, I think look for health potions first. Or
Sure.
any kind of potion.
So you guys want to make your way in here? Do you want to try to go stealthily, or you just barreling in?
Stealthily, and then also trying to look for traps along the way because we've already
Sure.
encountered two.
Roll stealth check first, and then we'll roll perception.
Each of us or just one of
Yeah,
us?
both of you.
Natural 20.
Hey, first roll of the game, everybody.
I told you.
Stealth.
14. Okay. So again, as you see Apollo kind of starting to kind of lead the way, every time he puts a paw down, it's just silence. Like you literally can't hear any sort of sound coming out of there. Avery, you follow. A couple of your boot marks kind of scuff against the pebbles and dirt and stone, but not too loudly, just sort of a subtle. But you guys move your tokens to where you want to be.
I mean, just kind of along the way. Like, I'm going to stop if I see anything suspicious, but just going kind of.
No,
that
totally.
way.
Just kind of just determining where you wanted to end up. Okay. So in here, y'all see. Tadder.
Entire dragon.
You know what? I was half expecting that. To be honest.
We don't know where that blue dragon
Yep.
that attacked Green Nest went.
You found Tiamat.
Ta-da.
So in this part of the cave entrance or the cave, you see thin mattresses of straw covered with badly cured furs form small beds that are haphazardly positioned around the chamber. Rats and small lizards kind of scurry through the food scraps and moldy wineskins littering the floor. So you pretty much gather that this was a barracks of sorts for that group of kobolds that came and rushed to their aid. Did you guys make perception checks?
Not yet.
All right, so I'll give you those now.
8.
Got 11.
So 8, 11. So it takes you a little bit, especially with it being very dark in here. There aren't a lot of torches or candlelight to go off of. So you're in here for about 10 minutes. But in that 10 minutes, sort of screwing around the soaked beds and furs, it's kind of dingy and smelly and just, it's very unpleasant with all the rotten food scraps and shit around. But you find a few things. You turn up 38 gold pieces, 152 silver pieces.
I was like, write these down.
I got it. What was it? 100 and what silver?
So 38 gold,
Mhm.
152 silver,
Mhm.
and 704 copper pieces that like you can just turn that into how many equivalent to silver and gold if you like. And sorted into 88 sacks of exactly 8 copper coins each. Dozens of dragon-themed talismans and amulets that are carved from bone, soapstone, wood, and ivory. The workmanship on most of them is pretty terrible, but 4 in particular have a unique, if savage, artistic flair. You looking at this, Cole, Apollo, with your sort of background with studies of draconic nature and things like that, especially somebody who deals in trading and finding pretty things for a useful tactic, you can probably surmise that these could be worth like anywhere between 50 to 100 gold respectively if sold to like a collector of artistic oddities.
Are those separate from the other ones, like the ivory and the wood? And
yeah, these ones are like particularly stand out from the others.
And how many were there?
4.
4. Those ivory ones, would those be worth anything? More than the other basic ones, just based on the ivory alone?
Most of them are pretty terrible. They all kind of range based on what they're made for. The ivory would probably be the most expensive. You get the most money out of it probably. But that would kind of depend on like who you're selling it to, what kind of, and if somebody doesn't know jack squat about what these things are, this is the most rarest one of all. Oh, what is it? But to like someone who knows what they're looking at, like, yeah, probably 100 gold on the high side, 50 gold on the low side.
And how many of the ivory ones are there?
So there's a few of them scattered about, but 4 are made like fairly well. So there's one that's ivory, one that is wood, one soapstone, one bone.
Okay. So just
ivory,
kind of one of each that's worth something.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll pick up those then. And all the golden stuff, and kind of I guess I'll be the bank keeper for this one. I'll divide things. But there's no specifically crates, or are there like crates set aside that we haven't checked in, or possibly set aside weapons? Or
that's all you find in here, unfortunately. All the weapons that would have been in here were taken by the kobolds to come and attack you. So there's no extra storage or anything in here other than what you found.
And we didn't find any or we didn't come across any traps along the way or anything that looked like it may be one.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna nod to Avery and just go grab everyone. Bring them back here. Maybe we can have a little bit of a breather. I'm gonna go check out this tunnel really quick, and I'm gonna head to the kind of tunnel to the south. Looks like that black spot to the south, just to kind of peer in and see, looking for traps along the way.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna go tell Arlie, come with me. I'll grab Amara off the table and.
Amara's just gonna be like this, waiting for someone to carry her.
This rag doll.
I just like scoop you up, throw you up.
So Apollo, going down this hallway here, you see that the pathway kind of descends a bit, and sort of makeshift carved out stairs start to appear. And then you hit kind of a rubble wall. Looks like wherever this path was descending down to, looked like there'd been a little bit of a cave in to block where it leads to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna back up for now and kind of go back with the party in that area. Kind of over here and explain. I think it may be a waste of time, but I imagine there's a tunnel back there that's been blocked off. If we clear that out, it's possible enemies have tried to barricade themselves in on the other side.
And we also have another way we haven't even gone yet.
Yes.
So I think that it could be worth, looking down that little tunnel. We can maybe see if it was a cave-in that happened a long time ago. There's moss on the rocks, or if it's a new cave-in and there's still dust settling kind of stuff, and it looks like it's still freshly scratched rock and stuff.
100%.
That could be worth. But if we are in a pretty decent spot right now, if we need to take a short rest.
Yes, short rest.
I would say short rest. Yeah.
Cool.
100%. Does anybody have any health potions?
I gave mine to Apollo.
And I pounded it immediately.
I do have one if you want it.
No, I'm just wondering if anybody has.
Just keeping a checklist on who has what.
Yeah. Is there any chance to divvy up that one potion at all?
Nah, it's a one-use kind of thing. But with a short rest, you can have access to your hit die, which was something that some of you were asking how that exactly works last session. So the hit dice, they're a bit on your character sheet. They're on the top right-hand side. And these are hit dice that can increase when you level up and things like that. It's a pool of healing die that you have access to when you do things like take a short rest. So for instance, you take a short rest, instead of just getting all your health back like with a long rest, or if you don't want to use a spell slot for a heal spell or use a health potion, you can use your hit die. So every character has a limited amount associated with their character, and you can choose to roll one of them, two of them, or all of them, and try to get the max use out of them, but you won't have access to them until you take a long rest. So it's kind of like that extra sort of mechanic that you can use to try to heal yourself instinctively without using anything special.
So I'm looking for the hit die right now.
I can't find it on mine.
It's not telling, like, it tells me what I can roll, but it's not a button I can click. Like, it says hit die 1d8 plus 2.
Here, let me just look it up really quick.
I don't even see that on mine.
I just
you
might
don't?
be looking in the wrong place.
Weird.
Is it top right?
So if you go to your hit points,
Oh, it's like when you click on the rest button.
so okay.
Do we click on short rest at this point, or?
Pretty much, yeah. If you guys are just want to stake out here for the hour.
Is there any way that I could like grab? Is there anything that can make noise that I could like stretch across the little entryway over here in case anybody tries to come through? It'll like rattle or anything.
You want to set up like a little alert?
Just a little like a little alert, just like some like cans or like bottles or something with a string around them, just to.
Yeah. You don't. Let me see what is in this room here. So there were some like food scraps, moldy wine skins, bones, soapstone, that kind of thing. You could try to sort of the small hallway that you came down through. You could try to take some of the more crudely made talismans that you found that were made of bone, snowstone, kind of like place them on the ground so that the more brittle ones, so if that someone came through and cracked through, you'd be like, oh shit.
Cool. Let's do that then.
Okay.
100%.
Wait, so do we roll anything to get health points back?
Yeah, so I'm just looking that up now in D&D Beyond. Hit dice.
Yeah, because if I hit short rest, then it says like recover, and then
so when you exactly. Thank you, Aiden. So when you hit short rest on your character sheet, you'll see underneath. It'll say your class, fighter, barbarian, whatever. Hit die 1d10 plus 3, total 5. So for a fighter, like right now, I'm just looking at one of my character sheets. You get a total amount of hit dice per level. So when you take your short rest, you can choose up to how many slots you have there and choose short rest, and then it'll roll for you how much HP you gained. So you could use like 2 of them, 3 of them, however many hit dice you have. You could, like I said, you could use all of them right now, try to heal the most amount without using anything extra, or like use 1 or 2 and then like, wait until you have the chance to take another short rest and use them. It's up to you how you'd like to use them. But like you guys said, you guys got pretty hurt in that fight, so you probably would want to use all of them. Just check them all before taking short rest.
Yeah.
I clicked it, but it didn't heal me.
I had to roll custom, but it does tell you.
Yeah, I had to roll custom too.
It does tell you what the thing is. So mine was like 1d8 minus 1. So just 3d8 minus 3.
Yeah, so that's an easier way too. If it doesn't do that, that's odd. But it'll tell you what your hit die is. So it'll say 1d10 plus this or 1d5, and this is total 5. So you can just go to the custom roll and just roll that full amount if you want.
All right, cool. I'm fully healed now.
Yeah, you should be. If you do it twice, when it says take the short rest, then they'll say like, "Do you want to do this?" and you click it again.
So really quickly. So let's just say hypothetically, I want to use 2 of the dice. Since it doesn't do it for me, do I have to roll 1d12 one time and then do another D12?
You can go to your custom roll and click twice on it, and then it'll roll 2.
Oh, so if I just literally hit D12 twice, it'll hit.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, it'll roll 2d12,
Right.
and then you can add the
Right.
modifier at the end of that, and then that can be what you heal.
Right. All right. I'll do one.
Okay, I'm almost full, and I'm at 22 out of 24.
Hey, there you go.
All right. Didn't get too much, but
And then did someone want to try to keep oh, well, I guess you're all kind of doing it at the same time for perception, just to keep an eye out or an ear out of
Okay.
anything that's coming up too. Okay. Make perception. Perception check.
That 21.
2116. Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of listening for any voices, any commotion that's kind of reacting to the massive fight you just had. And what we had earlier described in this cave system as well is there's a lot of sounds kind of happening within the cave system, a lot of water dropping, rocks falling, echoing kind of coming throughout all the cavern spaces, especially with like the ambush drakes growling. Like there's enough sound to kind of hide the commotion that was going on earlier. So it's not like you guys had a battle, then now the whole cave knows you're here. Listening down, taking a short rest, taking time to breathe, sort of amending your wounds, sharpening your weapons. You don't hear any like allotted footsteps or voices grumbling nearby. What you do hear though is very, very faint sort of scratching sounds, like heavy rock is being moved, and tiny, very faint muffled sounds kind of coming through the other walls of the cave system. And judging from how far away the sound is, the muffled sounds, you probably can identify that those are the cultists outside of the cave system, moving the boulders, trying to get their way inside.
Really quick, I just because I've done math here. Everyone open equipment and currency. Just click on currency. I'm delegating. So everyone gets 6 gold pieces, 30 silver pieces, and 140 copper pieces.
Wait. That was really fast.
you're gonna have to take
Where the
that.
frick is currency?
So
Oh,
equipment, and then click on just the currency on the right, the top right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got you.
And then it gives you adjust currency, and you can in all at the same time. You can put under the gold, you can put 7. Under
Okay.
the silver, you can put 30.
Sorry.
And under the copper, you can put 140. And then once you've done all that, hit add, and it should add that to yours.
Cool.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
All right, bitch!
That has been delegated.
We're rich.
The game is won. We no longer have to play.
We did it.
We won D&D, everyone. We got 6 gold. It's done. So you all sit down, like we said, for that rest. Arlie and Amara kind of keeping an ear out. You don't hear anything impending, except for Arlie. You do hear those faint sounds coming from beyond the cave walls. But that's about all you hear. As the hour goes by, had your breather, wrapped up your wounds, you're good to go for the next part.
We need to go. We need to hurry up, and we need to find another way out of this cave, because if they get in here, we're not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Agreed. The only way's through.
As
So-
far as I can tell, we have 3 ways to go. There is the way to the south, still connected, the closest way, this tunnel, which seems to have been caved in. I don't know if it's recently caved in or has been caved in for some time. We could check that out. And then there are 2 places in the main corridor. However, in the main corridor, there was north and east, 2 tunnels. But what we need to be aware of in there is not only was that where we ran into traps, there's probably more traps, but the amount of bats and monsters in there is very high, it seems. So we need to be extremely careful if we go that way.
I can
Agreed.
transform again because I got my stuff back for Druid. I don't have any normal spells, so I can't heal. But I can transform, and I do have echolocation if I turn back into a spooter.
Do
so
we
I can
want to?
tell you if things are there.
I heard scooter for a second.
I didn't
Best use of wild shape. Turn to a razor scooter.
How many times can you do that?
I think twice.
Yeah, twice.
Okay.
Well, I
So
said let's
I
go
can
and
summon
check.
my phoenix and I can turn into a thing.
Because it might be better to wait and see which animal would best suit what we're trying to do.
Mhm.
True.
Well, who votes for what? Where should
Yes,
we go?
where-
Because we should stay
I say
together.
let's save it and wait because I think we got a fight ahead of us. But let's also just on the way to one of the other back from where we came, one of the other ways to go. Let's just check that cave in to see if it was recent or not. Because
Yeah.
if it's been there for a while and it looks like there's no way to get through, then we should probably just pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, those little creatures that are locked behind that gate,
Drakes.
do they speak Draconic, or are they just like
Animals.
They are more animalistic than a dragonborn that speaks Draconic. So they're more on the animalistic side. If you had to pick anything that would resemble a language for them, Draconic would probably be close.
Okay.
But also if you have something like speak with animals or anything like that, you would be able to communicate with them.
So check the cave in, go Dr. Doolittle, and then let's go check out the other routes.
Just really quick for the drakes, from my past and kind of reading things, is there anything I can remember about kind of the nature of these animals? If they're naturally like aggressive and will attack just anything, or if they're easily tamed or kind of easily bribed or anything like that?
Yeah, make
Wait,
can
Amara do that too?
Sorry, Apollo, make a history check. Amara, make a nature check.
Okay.
2.
5.
Oh.
8.
Oh.
Not only do you not remember, but you also got a headache now.
Yeah.
I got a migraine.
I know that Arlie, you studied.
Yeah. So I've got +4 in animal handling, which also includes intuit and animals' intentions. And I could also calm them down potentially, that kind of stuff.
I'm just inherently worried about us taking these drakes with us, if we can even get them out of there without attacking us, but taking them with us, and then we run into cultists who start giving them commands, and they follow the cultist commands.
Sure.
And
But
now we have 3 more
they were
enemies.
treated and everything.
Unless they really like me, you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
say- I say
Amara
let's-
has +6, so we could try.
There
I
we
say
go.
let's go and look at it, and if we don't like it, we leave. But we'll look at it.
I did feed them, so they might like me a little bit more.
We get some food. We killed those people who were being mean to them, and then we can go and just see. Because maybe they don't. We can keep going, but it's worth a shot.
All I'm saying is we're risking another fight with 3 drakes that have not very high HP, but higher HP.
But we could try to talk to them like down the hill or through the fence.
Exactly. We don't have to get
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go over the ledge and just talk to them before we
Exactly.
Open
Like, that's-
doors, hello!
Maybe we can just take one. Maybe we can just find one. That way
Oh,
it's more of an easier fight. I don't know.
Amari,
The most
your-
amicable one.
Your animal
Kill each
handling
other
is
for your freedom.
+6?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go. First thing, let's go check the cave in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so just to follow up on those checks for Apollo and Amara, a bit on the lower side. So as far as Apollo, you trying to glean just anything about these drakes, how they're brought up, how they're reared, anything like that. You remember that drakes of this kind, especially in this kind of environment, aren't natural, let's say. They're not created in a way that's natural. That's about as far as you can remember. There's a big piece of that puzzle that you're not remembering, but like, I know they're not naturally created, but you just don't really remember how or why at the moment. Same for you, Amara. These drakes look similar to what naturally are ambush drakes, which are basically like a offset of dragon that only grew to about human size with stubby wings and a wolf-like head. The drakes that you saw in that pen. They had blue scales, a rhino-like horn at the end of its snout, very, very long. It looked very different from what a natural drake would look like. Yes, Achaidh.
Can I also do a history check, because I've spent a lot of time with Apollo, just to see if we can get a little more information. I don't think we're going to get a little bit more information, but just simply because of my past with Apollo and his share of knowledge, I just want to see if I can do a history check.
Yeah, make a history check.
Just to check. Because you never know. You could get a 5. Never mind. I know nothing.
Yeah, you're still pretty rattled from that poison seeping into your skin pores earlier that made you kind of turn on your friends in a big bout of confusion. So you're still kind of getting over that, getting your head in the right space if any more enemies come to you. The Drake thing is kind of just in the back of your mind at the moment. But yeah, so what are we doing next, gang?
Let's go check it.
Yes.
Let's go check out the cave-in first.
Check the tunnel to the south.
I would just like to make a small note before we head into sort of other danger. I only have 1 rage left. So if we get into a fight, I will have to save it for
Dire circumstances.
a big thing. If it's a big thing.
Langdarosa Syadrath, the rematch of the ages.
Yeah, I have to
I've
save
got
it for
like
something
my I've got my action surge left. I have my second wind left. I have all 4 superiority die left.
Beautiful.
So we're good.
Can you pop second wind in combat? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second wind is a bonus action, I believe.
So
We need
I
to-
have that?
I have it.
Oh, you have that. I was gonna say, like, I don't think I have that.
Do
Allows
we
them to
have-
heal.
We might want a little bit of a battle plan because we know Langdarosa's in this cave. We saw him come in here earlier, and we haven't seen him leave, so we know he's probably in here. We don't know, however, we know there's some mysterious third member of the leadership here. We don't know where that third member is. I believe I heard talking inside the leader's tent when I passed by it in my desperate run for survival. And so it's very possible that whoever they are, they're not in here with us, but Langdarosa has proven to be quite troublesome on his own.
Not anymore.
Yes, I second, and I agree with your battle instincts there, Ark. I think you should only go into a rage should we come across Langdarosa.
Yeah.
I'm only
suggest-
using my second wind, action surge in like dire circumstances.
The game plan is basically, let's just say we bump into Langdarosa and he decides to give this big speech and he wants to talk and everything like
Kill
that.
him.
Apollo, no, I'll let Apollo let him work his magic. The second it doesn't work, Avery and I rage immediately, like without even hesitation. I was like, that's it. And then just both of us.
We go all out on him.
Not-
And then our range attacks from Apollo and Arlie and
Yes,
Amara with the
please.
wild card attacks.
Yes, please.
Yes, not just you two though. I think no matter what, even if he's with other people, I think it's in our best interest to ignore whoever he's with and to attack Langdarosa with everything we've got immediately. So I would pop that action surge and second wind as soon as it's needed against Langdarosa.
Right.
You first move. If you two get up close, Arlie and I stay in the back, have advantage with our kind of arranged movements, and then Amara kind of support in between, try not to get killed again.
Yeah.
I think we will have a good time. As if we can kill Langdarosa first and he is with other guards or subjects, we might be able to intimidate them out of a fight if he's dead.
I have 1 spell slot left, and I can save it for Hunter's Mark on Langdarosa, if it comes to that.
I think we
also
put
have-
everything into it.
Yeah, I also have 3 melee attacks in a row now, and I take half damage from literally everything. So
And we might want to spread out as well. We've seen his breath capabilities. If he does use it, we should make it so he can only use it on one of us.
yeah, or whoever.
I like it.
Yeah.
So if, for instance, Avery, if Ark is up in his face, you get behind him, and Arlie and I will split up onto different sides of the room. We just need to make sure our positioning is key here, because if you can hit multiple of us with that breath attack, that might be
attack on all sides.
Yes.
Our dungeon master is just absorbing this right now. Like, oh, really interesting.
Watch
I want to look at rock.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
God.
Okay, cool. That's what you're doing. All right, noted. I can see him like trying to hold in a smirk. Oh,
Well, it's,
So-
gonna, it's not in the plans for us to run into Langorosa.
Langorosa and his goons are just on the ceiling, like holding things on it. Like, ah! And just
Batman style.
surprise.
And Ark, I need you and me up front, buddy. When we're walking through this cave, I will look for traps. You can help me.
You
I-
are in front of me.
I am sorry, but you are the sturdiest of all of us.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Well,
Ark,
if I
what's
miss
your
a trap, you're the
Ark,
best
what's
one
your
to hit.
perception?
I
What's my
have +4 perception. So
I have +4 as well.
got it, yeah.
I think, I was.
I got +2.
Okay, so Apollo, why don't you and I go?
I have
Okay.
-1. Sorry. I have
So Apollo, you and I go, and up front we'll proceed because you've got plus something. I've got +4.
I've got +4 as well. I don't.
Yeah, so about +4. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's best. I just need someone else to take the
Assist.
rather hard. I'm not very sturdy. I don't know if you can tell. From my gracious form and
I think I only have
very
like
shining coat. I mean, but yes, I just wanted to make sure I had
Great.
someone else with me.
awesome. All right, well let's check out the cave in.
Yes.
Go. Let's do it.
So, making your way down the hallway there towards making my way down to the cave in. Hope there's no monsters. I'll fuck yourself. Doodly doodly. Okay, so you want to go to the cave in, and you want to specifically see how old the cave in was. If there's any markings or anything that would tell you if this was old or recent. Make a nature check.
Who?
Who's got high nature checks?
Anyone who's looking at the cave in.
All right, I'm
All of us?
+2.
Can I
all of us
just
roll?
give Amara advantage and not roll myself?
Sure.
Why do you have a negative?
No, but it's not good.
Oh.
So I won't roll, Amara.
You want to assist her in her investigation of it for sure.
Yeah.
16.
I got a nat 1, so.
Oh, 16. Did anyone else want to roll nature while they're at it?
You know what, Avery? I'm gonna give you.
I got
I'm
it.
gonna do it. You're gonna do the.
I got a natural 1 too. That's not
Oh,
Wait,
So
roll,
that's a 3
roll
total.
again. I'm helping you.
yeah, you got advantage for Archer on helping you.
Yeah.
good. Oh, I got advantage? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
cool.
Roll again, please.
2 natural ones.
Oh, get him out now. Get him out
You're
now.
not early, guys. You got it's about rocks. We're gonna be fine.
Y'all don't see shit.
Yeah, so the rest
Oh
of
my
you kind of
gosh.
looking at this cave in here, you're just like, okay, let's find out if it's recent or it's been here for a long time. And you just get up and it's just a bunch of rocks. You're like, wait, how do you tell if it's old? Because it's like everything's here is moist and has water droplets falling onto it. There's anything that would indicate like it's been here for a long time would have to come down to a very trained eye. And luckily for people like Amara and Arlie, who spend a lot of their time in the wilds, we'll be able to sort out little details like that. So well, the rest of you kind of aren't able to find anything that stands out. Amara, you kind of looking at the water droplets coming down, you start to look for vegetation, any moss or any kind of grass or anything growing out of the ground to indicate how long this cave-in has been here. And as you're looking around, you kind of see a few little pockets of moss and things growing out of the ground here. Looking at the coloration of the grass, it's not brown, it's not dead. So that would give you an indication that it was probably a bit more recent.
I'm gonna tell them that, and I'm gonna just mention I think it could be a way out, possibly because of the greenery, maybe.
Okay.
Because
Definitely.
moss, sunlight, good.
So I say that we should check it out then and see if that can be our escape route if need be. So if we can try to perceive for any traps on the way down and see if we can like find any gaps to try to move some of the rocks away.
Okay, go ahead, Cole.
I was just gonna say I would wonder why they would take the time to cave this area in if they, I would assume there's something they don't want us to be aware of.
I mean,
Or they're trying to keep
wasn't
something.
there
in
only one entrance? So it would be easier for them to protect that area if it was like, 500 people in a camp and we only had one way in and they
Also-
took out the other way out.
Green grass is not a cave thing, so
Yeah.
Well, it's more like moss.
moss.
Like
Gotcha.
vegetation that would grow inside of a cave system is down there.
Got you.
How
Well-
long would it take to kind of excavate that, just from an estimate?
Not that long. It's not like a huge cave in like the entrance that you caused. Depending on how strong the party is and how fast you can go, maybe like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh, do you want to just open it and see?
It's not
Might
a
as
big.
well.
It's not a huge entranceway. Like it's
I
fairly
think that we
like small.
should, and I think that someone needs to stand guard at the end of the tunnel just to go and look.
I will
Okay.
stand guard. I am not
I'll
very
stand
strong.
guard.
You want to stand guard? Okay.
I
I'm not
don't
strong.
want to break my nails.
All right, well, let's first just perceive for any traps that could be down there. If they try to cave this in, they might be trying to trap us in there.
Okay, perceptions.
Yeah.
Are we all doing that?
It's up to you.
All right.
Yeah,
I
roll
would like to roll.
perception.
Sure.
Can I give somebody my perception?
Yeah. You can give someone advantage of helping them.
Anybody, because I'm blind.
All right, I'll take
I'm
that.
moving over
No,
there.
I'll take it.
Okay, then you can take it.
Yes.
All right, but then I have 11.
11.
13.
So only got 13. I had already rolled one, Sanders, so I was like, no, I need that.
Yeah, so looking around, especially from the trap you had earlier where those stalactites kind of launched down on top of you, you found that depression in the ground that broke away and those barbed spikes stuck up. Looking around, you don't see anything of those makes around here. So you feel pretty confident that this place isn't booby trapped or anything.
Well, then I say let's go for it. Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Well, while they do that, I'm just going to keep watch from the outside where I am.
Yeah.
Just looking around, kind of pressing myself against the wall in kind of a shadowy area, just so I can see around and see if anything comes in, or keep watch on that entire area there.
Sure.
Amara, get back with.
Amara's gonna have fun with Apollo's. Just trail behind, sneakily.
No,
Jesus Christ.
Like the scene from The Office. Just
Yeah.
So for the two of you, we'll have you guys make strength checks for Arcturion and Avery. Or athletics checks.
Athletics checks.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Ooh.
Whoa!
Amazing.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They take
So
1 minute.
what seemed like might take like a good 10 minutes just to get through all of the rubble. You just both looking at this and just like kind of eyeing it. You're like two handyman kind of looking at a job and like, so if we took that way and then we put this over here, like we get this done like half the time. You think? Yeah, okay.
Pull this
So you kind of like one of your Archer, on you being the taller of the two, kind of put two massive paws on two sort of big boulders at the top that look like if you had take something out from the bottom would have just collapsed on top of you. So you kind of put those two up there, the heaviest ones, that allows Avery to kind of start taking things from the middle and from the bottom in like a pretty quick fashion, and then quickly like comes up to support you as you both take down these huge boulders, kind of one down at a time. And you're able to very expertly take out little medium rocks, bigger rocks, so that none of them just collapses in a loud sound. So you're able to take things out very silently. So nothing has collapsed or fallen or made noise in here. So you're doing a very good job at just pinpoint it very well. For Amara and Apollo, as Apollo, you kind of sneak up and just kind of to the corner, making sure nothing's around here. You hear the scrapings of the drakes in that depression area down there. Scratching against the metal gate, kind of petering back and forth along the wall. But don't hear any raised voices, don't hear the footsteps of anything walking by, just the dripping of water, various sound effects from the cave system nearby.
And learning from traveling with Amara, I'm just gonna also keep my eyes on the ceiling and the walls specifically. I know danger can come from anywhere.
But
just-
as Archeon Avery, clear out that passageway.
And I'm just sitting there watching the boys,
Just watching them
Sitting
work.
back,
Just
like,
Move this one over here.
watching
No,
their
move this-
muscles,
but going out, you see that this pathway that descends downward goes back into a pathway you've traversed already. Sort of in between plot of land between the sort of poisonous fungi you traversed through, going into the Sturge cave with all those bats and winged creatures that were kind of hiding in the top of the ceiling. Directly ahead of you, though, you also notice a few things. Both of you make perception checks really quick.
Hold on, before you roll.
21.
Never mind.
Oh,
I was gonna give you advantage because I'm blind, but
roll
perception-
anyways.
All right, hold on.
Ta-da, 9.
So looking around, Avery, you notice a couple things. One, that the pathway directly across from you is another sort of recent cave-in. You see another sort of pile of rubble and rocks that have piled up from floor to ceiling. And as you look up, you notice arrows shot into the ceiling. Many of them still stuck up above, kind of indicating that you sort of have the knowledge of passing by that patch to the right of those sturges and bat-like creatures that maybe the kobolds in here, guards, as they were kind of making the space their own, were taking some out at a certain point. It might have caused a cave-in to collapse down above.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna tell everybody that. I'm gonna tell Ark that, and yell at Arlie over there, let her know. I'd also be just cautioned, that it could be a result of either bats or maybe even Indiana Jones style traps. I don't know. But
Carly had no idea what you were saying. She was just watching you.
I like step into your
Just-
line of sight. I'm like, hello, hi. We have found something.
You notice as you guys are moving the big boulders and rocks, you can just barely hear Arlie's centaur feet just kind of trotting in excitement, trotting in place. What was that? Nothing. But yeah, so you kind of relay that back to Arlie to be like, we found a way through here. We found a way, like alert the others to come.
So this goes around like where the bats were. So we don't really still know where this goes because it's caved in on both sides.
Yeah.
So you know that this pathway leads into this in between area between two paths you've been to already. Directly across from you, that caved in spot, you're not sure what's on the other side of that currently.
Gotcha.
But looks very similar to what you just came through.
Right.
All right. Well, we have at least another way back through to the mushroom place. I want to go and tell Apollo and see what he thinks of this as well.
I think we full commit. I think we've already dug out this area. I think we dig out the other side.
Right.
Because I'm going to gamble on that this was intentional and they were intentionally trying to hide a pathway from us. And they're possibly trying to, I don't know, like you said, like with this entrance here, they've turned it into one entrance so they know where we're coming from, which means if we clear this one out and they're expecting us to come in somewhere else, we might get the jump on them.
All right, let's do it then.
True.
Okay, so making some, clearing the pathway ahead. I was gonna say like making some way. I was like, that's not a sentence. Making some way through these motherfucking boulders. All right, so same thing. Archtron and Avery moving some boulders out of the way.
Easy.
And I don't notice like with my perception of 21, I didn't notice like any crazy traps or anything.
That is true. You did get a very high perception. No traps. But as you come closer to that other caved-in part, kind of start to get ready to like suss it out where to expertly kind of move the rocks again for the least amount of sound, you hear faint whispers. Not whispers, mumbling. Muffled voice trailing off, very, very small, subtle mumbling of voices off in the distance towards that other side.
Would because earlier when we were doing the short rest, I heard the voices from outside the cave. Would Arlie know if those were the same voices?
Sorry, you heard voices when? Sorry.
When we were doing the short rest.
Right. No, those ones were a bit quieter and very far away.
Okay.
That you could probably surmise that was from the cave entrance you came from. This is not as for Avery, just for a distance. It doesn't sound that far away. It sounds a bit closer, but just through the piles of rock, you just kind of hear like a.
Got it. So there's some voices we can hear from the other side of the rock. Does it sound like they're like directly on the other side? Like, are we listening?
Not directly on their side, a bit far off. But
further
it's a
down.
language. It's a language you don't understand.
Got it. So it's something I don't know. Right.
Sorry, Archer.
Now, looking at this, like looking at our map already, we noticed that they blocked it off. So that section where the kobolds were, they blocked off that path so that there was only one path to get in and out for that scenario, right? Looking at where we've already been, there is that path that is to the east of us there that looks like it's going down or up. It looks like a smaller set of staircase. I'm wondering if it's that same setup where it's one room with two openings. They closed off one so that there's only one more. So what I'm wondering is if Apollo, Arlie, and Amara go check out. I know I don't like splitting up, but this is just an idea. The three of you go take that stairwell path at the same time that Avery and I have removed those rocks. And if they're all in one room, we got them sandwiched. If there's voices and whether they're good or bad, we have them on both ends.
And Apollo could even just go and just try to scout down that little staircase first, just to see like if it veers left or if it veers right.
Yeah.
Because if it veers left and it's going down, northeast, then it's not going down to where we're going. So
yeah, exactly. But if it's the same setup as the last area that we were just in, we got a good spot.
That's a good idea. But I think I should go alone, just in case. And Amara, if you could also keep watch while they do dig that space out specifically. And I just kind of, as I'm talking in hushed tones, I'm pointing up to where all the bats and we saw the sturges and stuff like that. Just watch that area. Maybe if you wild shape into something that's more perceptive, I don't know what that would be, but that area, and then I'll go a little bit ahead and try and scout that out, but try and move these rocks as quietly as possible.
Cool beans. Also, hi, Scooter.
yeah,
Right?
making an appearance.
The best ranger there ever was. Okay, so
Plan?
up to you.
Does that sound good,
Yep.
everybody?
Why did you go antlers?
I think that's about good.
He was looking at them. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's like on your head.
That's not what you usually look like. Oh. So what part of this plan do you want to enact first? Do you want Apollo to go scout first? Do you want to move the rocks first?
I want Apollo to go scout first, and then we can see, kind of from where like Apollo is right now, the top of the stairs over there. So maybe we can see. I don't know.
I still
think
have my
we have a lot of
telescope,
space.
so if anything, I could just stand in the line of the site of that stairwell and just watch it the entire time.
You know what? I promise all of you, if I die, I will make it loud.
Good. That's my only request.
Okay.
The Wilhelm
far
scream
away?
tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far away are these two entrances? Because, how far away are we going to get from each other?
There's stuff in the way as well.
I have dark vision.
So from here, from where you are to where that stave at Cambridge is like 75 feet. There are a few of these columns as well that can block your vision. So this one right here would kind of block your vision from where you are. These ones as well. They're kind of floor to ceiling, rocky formations kind of going up.
I can run 90 feet in 6 seconds. That's why I said if anyone goes, it should just be me because I can get back. Moving kind of around, I just want to hug that wall. And I'm watching for traps the entire way.
Yeah.
I'm full alert. I've got PTSD and adrenaline in my
Going stealthily, I'll take it.
Stealthily and even just very careful steps. Like I'm watching every step I take.
Make a stealth check.
Guys, I still want to try to befriend the little creatures.
Also, I just want to bring up that running 30 yards in 6 seconds is like a terrible time. The 40-yard dash, like the NFL Combine, people were like 4.2s. So
11.
Really slow.
You got an 11?
I rolled really poorly, but it's still 11.
The rogue rolled an 11, huh?
I know, right?
Okay. So, as Apollo, as you start to make your way, traverse your way through that portion of the cave, again, being very careful with every step, hugging the wall, you can hear now very loudly the crumpling and weird sounds of sturges and bats underneath, just merging and moving all together. Some sturges just taking bats out of the air and munching on them. Every now and again, you kind of making your way along the wall, and like a rock kind of falls as you put your hand on the wall. And they just go back to the ceiling as you just keep moving very, very carefully. Every so often, you kind of hit a rock or a piece of gravel, goes against another part of the cave. Heads are turning, kind of alerted for a second, and then kind of go back to the way they are. But you just barely make it to the stairs unseen.
Just barely is good enough.
It was a 10 to get seen by all the sturges.
Isn't 11 like your minimum for stealth, though?
No, my minimum is 8. Or sorry, 9. My minimum is 9 if I roll a natural 1.
Yeah.
I rolled a 3 there.
All right. So going down, just seeing what's on the bottom of these steps.
And specifically looking for, taking experience from the previous traps we've encountered in this place, like the false step I stepped on before that dropped the rocks and stuff. Looking specifically for that kind of make of things, as I've seen in the past, hour, the way they make these traps, I can kind of, I'm going to try and look for the kind of same or similar.
So you're looking for anything above the ceiling that would hit a tripwire that would release rocks, anything in the ground that would be false bottoms for spikes coming down. So as you approach these steps, looking down at the base of these, you see a curtain that hangs across the passage near the bottom of the steps. It looks like it's made from hundreds of heavy leather strips, each about the width of a human hand. The strips are fixed to the ceiling and are long enough to drag on the floor. The curtain extends from wall to wall. The leather comes from, looks like maybe like a variety of local animals, and it's badly cured, has like a very stanky smell to it. The curtain is several layers thick.
Flesh curtains.
Nice. Pretty much. The curtain is several layers thick with no gaps, and you can't see through it at all.
Does it, looking like above it, does it look like, is there any like lever or button that looks like it may have triggered this, or there's
just a like was said earlier, just a wall of flesh curtains.
I do like me some flesh curtains. Can I just, while I'm here, can I look to the
most alluring trap known to humankind?
Can I just, while I'm in this position, kind of close, can I look north and see, is there anything else I can see up north in that one tunnel?
Over this way? Let me see. Well, Aiden gets some air.
I don't know if I should be disappointed or impressed, Arlie.
I'm very impressed. That was quick.
Okay, we're good. Crying over here.
So you kind of notice that in that direction, Apollo, the floor is kind of tends to drop down around 10 feet. And it's hard to kind of see past that. If you're just looking straight ahead, you just kind of see the ground, the gravel kind of go, and then starts to go downward. And the light gets kind of lost. You'd have to move in closer.
So the light gets lost. I don't see like like a source of light down there.
No, it's dark.
Okay, I'm gonna take that information and come back to the party.
Would you like to go around the crazy bat shark people and then Sturges and then go through the little
I would
cavern?
really like
Are
to
you coming-
befriend the
right.
dragons.
Before this, Apollo, are you going back to your party?
Yes, I would like to go.
Roll another stealth check going through the Sturges.
20.
Ooh.
Easy peasy.
Ninja.
Moon walks his way back.
Curving back around, and I'm gonna relay that to everyone else.
Handstands all the way back.
Relay that to everyone else, and also, so I don't think going that way is an option. Like for the two-pronged attack that you were talking about, because it's very possible they're waiting on the other side of those curtains to shoot at whatever comes out. However, if they are doing that, that gives us even more of an advantage coming through here if we're quiet enough.
Right.
To the north, I can't see that far, but if we have enough time, which I doubt, but if we do, and we get through this area and we're alive, it's dark down there, which it scares me a little bit because I know things tend to lurk in the dark, and if we're coming out to fight, that might not be a good idea. But that could also be, if we don't find another exit, that might be the only way we can go, because we're not going out the way we came in. So if we cannot find another exit out of this cave after we go through this area, I think we need to go check that place out.
Well, I agree. I know Arlie and Amara, you might be interested in going and talking to the Drakes. I think that we should do that now before we start anything else.
Yes.
Just in case we start opening up this wall and then a combat scenario takes place and you guys are way over there. So go back
Have
to the way.
faith.
Yeah, go back to the back way. Go back.
Yeah, don't go through the.
to the
Kevin, what is the alignment of those creatures? Do we know?
You have no idea at the moment.
They seem kind of like
Do
democratic.
we want to have a vote really quick on whether we should try and persuade these drakes to side with us here for this fight?
I say nay, only because that's something that we have to worry about. It's
Wild
it may
card.
help us, but it may just be baggage at the same time because they're clumsy, they're loud. You can't really be like, hey, be quiet, you know. As much as I would love to have, some dogs running around.
May I interject and say possibly kind of a win-win scenario here is we leave them for now. On the way out, should we find an exit early, we may be able to bring them with us. And then we just have 3 drake pets.
I think it can't do any harm to go to the top of the stairs and try to see if you can figure it. Just gain more information. And the worst case scenario,
I have been through those sturges 3 times.
Well, we can go back the way we
We're going
got.
back the way we came. We're not going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I do not trust a wild animal to try and be stealthy. And with the amount of stealth we're trying to implement here, I think it might be in our best interest to.
Well, we could
leave
say
them there.
this: if the 2 of you are taking the time to unload the stones for this barricade, then the other 2 could make their way over to the pen and see what you wanted to interact, just to save on time, if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, let's do that. And then worst case scenario, if they're just we hate everybody, then we're just all right, forget you. We're not worried about it.
Yes, I think I don't want to put us in any more danger than we're already in.
I mean, we might as well do it because we don't know if we do get into a fight and we need to run, we don't have time to go back to check on them,
Yes, I my only worry is they're gonna. We know nothing about these drakes except for they were abused, and it may have, they may have commands ingrained.
But I love them.
From Amara,
I love them so hard.
You have died twice. From
No,
an
you
obvious
don't know
threat
that.
I laid
Apollo.
down.
Don't know that.
I apologize, but I do not trust your
I am so
intuition
strong.
right now. You are quite not strong. Okay. Okay. How about this? We will
Maybe
try-
they would understand to be quiet.
You two go. We're gonna unload the stones.
Also, maybe Apollo
You
go
two-
with
No,
Amara and
no.
Arlie.
If they get
No.
mauled by drakes, that's on them. We
Okay.
go without. This is a bad decision. I'm putting that out there now, Amara. If
Okay.
I die by your drake's hand, I blame it on you, and I will haunt you.
I would go to hell for you.
Amara and Ali, I think if you want to do this, you really think it'll help, go do it while we
That's it.
unload. I will help these two stealthily clear this area
Great.
and be
Okay.
back here in, let's say, 5 minutes.
Break.
Break.
This is Meryl to Cole. Cole, check your Discord DMs for possible fight help.
Possible.
Help me if it goes bad.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, so coming up with a brand new spanking, foolproof, no failure plan.
Don't jinx us like that. Don't do that. To us.
Yeah, I know.
Two of you go to start working on breaking down the rocks for this passageway, and the other two go to the pen. So to start off, let's have Archery on Avery make another set of athletics checks to start moving these boulders around.
22.
Is there a way I can help them do it stealthily?
You could try to give one advantage by helping them put the stones away, but that's about all you can do.
Who has
Dude,
the
I got a
lowest?
17 and
Mark, you got a 17.
Yeah.
I got a 22.
okay.
Just-
I'll do another one.
You could
I'll help.
roll just to see if it's higher.
Sure.
Can't
It
hurt.
was almost a nat 22. No, today it was like 10. 17. I'll take 17.
Okay. So you start with Apollo's help, start to again remove the boulders in a very strategic way that has just caused them all to collapse and fall down. Making sure you're spotting out the very heavy ones first and holding them down as Apollo, with this quickness, takes the smaller pebbles out from underneath, and you're expertly, slowly starting to make way to the other side. But as that is happening, Amara and Arlie.
I'm gonna take the long way and not through the bats.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, through the way you came back.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed you were going to go. So going through the tunnel you just came from, you approach the Drake pen. As you see a couple of them kind of just kind of going back and forth. One of them still like scratching and digging at the metal gate. What would you like to do?
I think I would probably try to speak to them in Draconic first, just to try that.
Okay.
I would just be like, "Hey guys, how you doing? Are you guys hungry? Just something friendly to see what they do."
Okay.
Or like, could you also try like commands? Like this is, I guess, Amara to Arlie. Like try different commands and see how they respond.
Like what?
Sit. Or heal. Heal.
Sure. Let's try that next. I just want to see how they react to me.
Yeah.
So the first thing, you're just saying, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Are you hungry? Do you want a treat? Maybe I've got like rations.
You say that to them. Hey, are you like, "Hey guys," and you go. You got their attention. Hey guys, are you hungry? Do you want a treat?
Okay, so can I like pull out some of like I have like rations. Can I pull
Yeah.
out? a piece
Oh yeah, I
of
took
something?
chicken. I have chicken
Oh.
on me.
That's right.
There you go.
Okay.
Let's just
okay.
toss them something.
Yeah, you got rations, any kind of foodstuffs that you've collected, you can just start to toss in there.
Yeah, just to be like, we're friendly. Here you go.
All right, so
Uh,
you just toss them in there.
Mm-hmm.
Are they understanding Draconic?
You said some words and they reacted.
Okay.
You said hungry and they.
Chicken, you say?
Okay. So maybe like we threw a couple pieces, but
And
they
we
were,
still
like,
have some.
yeah.
Okay,
holding
so you
some.
throw a couple pieces down there and like rabid dogs, the three drakes just it just like starts smashing into each other and wrestling all around, trying to get the pieces, like scratching at each other, biting each other's legs, until one of them is kind of the alpha of the two that has like most of the food in his mouth.
Down. Sit.
The other two are just kind of being wary of the alpha and just kind of scurrying around it as it kind of puts its meat down. Starts eating on it as the other two are kind of waiting its turn to find its scraps.
Okay. At this point, I would hold some up and be like, "Hey guys," and then like tell them to sit. Sit, puppy. Sit.
Make a animal handling check.
Can I like try to copy her and do the same thing?
Do you know Draconic?
No, but I'm gonna copy her voice.
I got 18.
Apparently, doing that is very much like Joey Tribbiani trying to learn French. One is saying it like perfectly, and then one's just going weep-a-poo. What was the check, Arlie?
18.
18. So you go like, "Hey, sit," and you go. And they both just kind of sit in their butts, just looking at the food that you have in your mouth, and they are like, you can tell they've been mistreated. They're starved. You're speaking Draconic. They can understand. They seem to be understanding what you're saying.
Okay, how far down are they? Like, would I be able to reach them at all?
It's about 10 feet down, so you wouldn't be able to reach them from where you are. You'd have to get down there if you wanted to hand feed them.
I think I kind of want to go down to the gate, like up to the gate.
Okay, and
So
there is that
then-
key dangling on the side here that you picked
Yeah.
up. So the gate is at the very bottom to
Okay, so I'll
open.
just literally go there. And I want to like put my hand up, like flat up against the gate to be like, "Hey, I'm trying to touch you," and just like.
So this one over here is eating the rations that you gave him. These two sat when you had the food coming.
Mhm.
So you're making your way down. As you go down the bottom of the steps, they kind of position themselves closer to you. Are you opening the gate? Are you trying to put food through the gate?
No, I'm just putting like, because didn't you say it was like a wrought iron fence kind of thing?
Yeah, a bit.
So I just wanted to kind of put my hand up to the gate, kind of flat, and then like maybe like the bars are here, and I put my hand here, and I'd say, "Come," and I call them over.
Make
And
an
I'm-
animal handling check.
Oh gosh! 20.
Ooh.
20. So they're hypnotized by the food at this point, and you say, "Come," in Draconic, and they gingerly start stepping forward towards you.
I turn to Amara. Is this stupid? Is this a dumb decision?
If you're asking Amara this question,
Amara wants to free them, but like the smart thing to do, probably not yet.
Yeah, they seem a bit vicious.
I
but-
mean, or we could take the little ones and leave the alpha because these seem to be nice.
the other one's just maybe distracted.
Because these seem more submissive.
So I asked them to come, and I had my hand up, and I was trying to kind of motion for them to come to my hand. Should I don't know. I guess I want to like maybe reach through the bar really carefully, like ready to snap back at any point, but just to see if they'll let me touch them. Like kind of like you'd reach out to a dog to see if it'll let you sniff your hand or,
Okay.
or let.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna
you-
get closer to Arlie and get ready to like pull her if needed.
Okay. So ready in action in case something happens, you're gonna try to pull her back 5
Yes.
feet. So you put the bit of meat through the fence hole as they're right up close to you. And they just kind of take it from your hand, and the two of them are kind of like fighting over the bit of meat. One of them's able to snap some out of the other one's mouth, and both just kind of eating down there. The hole is too small for you to put your whole hand through and like pet them. but you gave them that piece of meat.
What do you want to do, Amara? I think that this might be a little risky.
Yeah, they seem kind of rough.
Savage.
And we don't have the leashes because I assume we know that it's like placed somewhere else.
You don't see any leashes around here.
Okay. Yeah.
I just worry that they might try to eat us.
Mm-hmm.
Although do you think that they were trying to eat their masters? Like, how did they control them? You know?
Probably
With
by stabbing them
violence.
with like a
Yeah. Do they react? Okay, why don't you try feeding them another piece, but like using the command easy, like gentle, and see what they do.
Okay, let's do that. So I can get another piece and go to hand it, but I'm just like gentle. And then I kind of like get ready to like pull it back, like.
Make another animal handling check.
Oh gosh. 14.
Avery and I are just like sitting there like, what's taking so long?
14. So this time, you go up to them. You go, easy. And the other one like snaps at the other one as they're getting closer. And then just kind of gently take it from you. Still a little bit aggressive still. As they're like fighting over the piece as they take it from you, but it was just a bit slower than the first time.
Okay. So I think when they're done eating that piece and I have their attention.
Bloodbath over here.
I just want to test and see like how much they understand. And just be like, if you want to help us and help protect us, we will free you and we will feed you as much as you could ever eat. That as simply as I possibly could in Draconic. And then just be like, yes? And then just ask that.
So trying to communicate with them, if you protect us, we will feed you for a very long time and keep you safe and happy. We're kind of just looking around, make another animal handling check.
Ooh, nat 1.
Nat 1. As soon as you say that, they kind of looking at each other. Then the alpha just rams at the gate full speed in between them and starts like eating at the iron gate, starts trying to like pry it off, and it's just like scratching at you.
This is what Amara is gonna try and see if they respond to like normal language and say no and go like go off. And
these two have scattered behind the alpha, and the alpha is just is just growling at you and just like is taking back its territory and its dominance.
Can I still roll an animal handling to see if it responds to no?
At disadvantage, because that nat 1, he was done with his meal and he's taking it back.
So what would that be if it was
so the lower of the two?
Okay. 16.
16. So unfortunately the DC has increased every single time you've been trying to use this animal handling check, and it is not high enough. It's just standing its ground. The other two drakes are a bit smaller, just kind of cowering in the back.
Well, we tried.
Yeah.
Kill the alpha.
Meanwhile, back over at our three friends here. So by this time, like 10 minutes or so have gone by. Carefully started to take down the boulders, very expertly making sure you don't make a sound, nothing falls. Those whispers, those murmured voices from behind the rock wall start to sound a bit clearer now. as the way has been cleared. And for Avery and Arctreon, there's sounds, and for Apollo, there's multiple voices coming up this passageway, again in a language that the two of you don't understand, but Apollo does. And what the voices say in this sort of hushed, meditative tone, in Draconic, they are all saying, "Let her waters run cool. Let her waters run bright. Show us our darkness. Show us our light. Teach us of love, compassion, and wisdom. Teach us of fury, justice, and creative vision. Carry us through storms. Teach us to weather rough seas. Protect us from deceit. Teach us to see both long and deep. We honor the mother of serpents, gods, and water. We honor Tiamat. May she carry us, Father." And they're repeating this over and over again.
2 questions. Do I recognize the specific chant as to what it could be? Like, is it just a generic chant? Is it specifically almost asking for something, or does it mean something?
It is a prayer to Tiamat.
Okay. And then do I recognize the voices, specifically having heard Lang DeRosa's voice when he talked to Ark?
Make a perception check.
22.
22. One of them does have a similar deep reverberance of the voice of Lang DeRosa Cyanrath.
I'm going to pat Ark on the back and just, to both of them, just... And I'm just going to whisper, "Lang DeRosa," and I'm going to say, "Stay and keep watch." And I'm going to turn around and try and go back around to Arlie and Amara to just kind of give them forewarning so they're not loud when they come back down that corridor.
So you're going to run over to them?
Not run. I'm going to walk because I know where they're going, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go the long way and just because I'm assuming that's the way they would take, and just to get to them to warn them to not be loud and update them.
So all of a sudden, as that alpha male lunges at the iron gate, Apollo suddenly comes from behind you, telling you the information he's just gathered.
We need to go. This is our opportunity here. I think we take this on. It's Lang DeRosa ahead. We need everyone for that, and we don't need to be worrying about. And I'm just gonna kind of look at the alpha attacking the gate and be like, "That would have that's a wild card. That's all I see there. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's still worthwhile?"
No, I'm a little sad about it, but I think we should just leave them here.
How does what was his name again? How does Walter feel about that? The pet you stole from the
I didn't steal him. He left him.
You
with
weren't giving
me,
him.
and he walked away. Okay, I was giving him, as far as I'm concerned. He's hiding in one of my little saddlebags. So
This might be a little sad, but we could release them from their duties.
Oh, you mean kill them?
Release them from their duties.
How many do you think they've killed? How many?
See, the thing is, I don't want to leave them here in case we can never come back.
I was thinking that too. And if we're gonna about to destroy everyone in this cave, obviously, they're just gonna starve to death. So
pardon my non-courtesy here. We need to hurry up and kill Lang DeRosa before someone else comes in here, because we cannot spend time trying to kill these things who have plenty of space to run away and things to hide behind. I don't want to waste time trying to kill them and do a mercy killing on animals that have probably killed thousands of innocents before. I say we go.
Amara's just gonna...
No. Specifically, I'm moving up to Amara as I'm saying this, and I'm like, "Come with me," like mentioning an animal. Come over here.
Amara's gonna use her primal savagery on the alpha.
Yeah, so hang on. I'm thinking, what if we did put down the alpha? And try once more on the other two?
Yeah, I'm gonna just...
Because even if it's not a mercy killing, even if we leave them alive and they come in and then they release them and then now we have to fight all of these guys too, you know? So...
it's going to make too much noise. You guys are going to start a fight. It's going to be too loud.
I can literally longbow him right to the face.
But like, we saw one get hit. Like someone took a shot. I can't remember when it was.
I did.
You took a shot at one, and it like bounced off him with a high. Like it was like a high to hit. He hit like an 18 and went and bounced off. So like I don't want to mess with that.
Yes, I think
I have poison spray that I could just,
We need to save that.
No, let's come.
No.
Come,
I
both
have
of you. This is like convincing vegans to try. Come here. Come.
No!
Leave the animals. They're not just come
Okay,
over
Amara's
here.
just gonna shoot poison spray right now at the alpha and see what happens.
Oh my god.
Shooting poison spray at the guard Drake. Okay.
Yes, the alpha.
Shoot poison spray. So what kind of is it attack roll?
The Constitution save of 14.
So no attack roll, just happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor Apollo.
I'm trying to be the voice of reason in a. This is not.
You're talking to animal lovers here.
Yeah, and I'm not looking at this just as like, let's save their lives, but also like this is so that we don't have to deal with them later potentially being against us.
I would rather deal with them
were
later
cheeky.
and kill the leader now than deal with the leader and them later. Or just the leader.
So
Yeah.
this is attacking the wrought iron gate. The three of you are just in whispered voices like, "Come on, we got to go. We don't have fucking time." No, but what about the animal? And then Omara just kind of gets past two of you and just a poison spray macing the guard Drake. And just starts to get super aggressive and just starts growling and loudly echoing off the guards, and it just starts scraping at the iron gate. It is just pissed off.
Can I take my longbow and just shoot him?
Yeah, I'm also
like,
gonna take a shot with the longbow, or not my short bow.
If he's like attacking the gate, can I try to literally like get him up through the roof of his mouth, like through his head that way?
You could shoot like over top of the gate if you just like stand back a bit, like you're on a 10-foot sort of incline. So if you stood back, you could.
But Arlie wants to like not hit the armor. Like
Yeah, I'm trying to hit him in his mouth, basically.
There's no way to really do that. Unfortunately, the mechanics of the game, if you hit him, you will be hitting his AC.
Okay. I would like to do that then with my longbow.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, you can't really. I'll give you all a free round, and then if you're still doing this, we're gonna have to roll initiative because you're entering into combat with the Drakes.
I'm just gonna. Can I just say, just okay? Take one shot. Take one shot. If you can't end it, we're going. We cannot waste time on this. This is like. They're trapped. They're not coming after us. We need to kill Langderosa.
So the ambush, the guard Drake succeeded on his save, so he was not poisoned. And then Arlie just take a step back and shoot him.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Avery, you got any threes?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, man. I don't go fish. So
You guys are like dealing with rocks, the little rocks you picked up.
I've got like my arms open. Like, hey, can you shoot? Can you get 2 points?
Oh my god.
Just like.
So I rolled a 15 to hit.
15 just hits. Roll damage.
9.
9 damage. So you go in to kind of take a step back. I hit it in between its plated dragon scales. And it just starts like biting at the gate. It's gonna attack the gate.
Oh, also my swarm would attack after that as well.
Okay.
I knit 1d6 piercing damage from the swarm. D6. 3.
3. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12 all together. So yeah, you go down, that arrow hits, and then your spectral hummingbirds just flutter at it as well, using those needle noses just to go in and swoop in and just sort of barrage it with little pincer attacks. Gets into the guard drake's skin through the plates, and just like a Komodo dragon, just starts rushing the gate. Apollo.
Can I just come up behind and through the gate stab with my rapier?
Yeah, sure. Make an attack.
Natural 20. For a total of 26.
Okay, that'll hit. Roll damage. You won't get sneak attack, but go for it.
Well, if I'm the only character within 5 feet of it, I will.
They're all right beside you, though. Arlie is like right beside you. Amara's right beside you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Damage 18.
18. Okay. This is fucking hilarious. Okay. All right, so you go in there, fire the arrow, it goes to attack the gate, just stab it right in its neck with your rapier. You got the blade in really deep, just howls in pain as you make that attack. But all these hits, all these attacks, the groaning, the moaning of the drake is echoing throughout all of the cave system.
Just go. I'm just gonna turn around and just go. Just leave. Just go. We need to.
And you hit that, and that made a big wound. The blood is starting to drip out of the neck where the arrow hit. Blood is profusely dripping out of that well. You've mortally wounded it. But it did get to hit that gate. It's gonna... Okay. All right, so as that happened, as it went to bite the gate, it just crunched a bunch of the metal barbs on the gate with that huge chunk with its mouth. But with that rapier attack, you're able to keep it back. But you see a bunch of the metal parts of the gate that were kind of twisted to keep it in line was like severely crunched, like it did a big bite damage to the gate wall. But you stabbed it and kept it back at bay. What do you want to do now?
I'm just turning around and we need to go.
Yeah, let's run.
Don't it's gonna bleed out. Let's go, because if it doesn't know where we've gone, it might be able to track us, but hopefully we'll be gone by then. Let's go. Hopefully that distracts.
I'm sorry, puppies, and run away.
just growling, mad as hell, scraping and clawing at the gate, and just like kind of follows you along the wall as you kind of make your way out of there. The two more scared drakes are just kind of backing up against the wall as this alpha is just claiming its territory. But good plan. We're getting close to doing it. Just that one just changed it all. But so the three of you going back towards the cave entrance?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and just immediate. Because I know these. I'm going to communicate with my eyes. Just look into Ark's eyes, and I'm just gonna insane and just point.
My eyes, it's easy to see.
Yeah. Good old eye communication, and just let's go.
All right. Heading into the hallway.
Yeah, stealthily, together with, I believe, Ark and Avery up front was the plan.
So position your tokens how they're going to be going through this hallway here.
I think that's about right. As is. Just
yeah.
If not, just kind of that,
This sort of direction.
Yeah.
And then who's behind Arctreon?
I'd say Amara.
Yes, I have very good
Mara.
perception.
And
kind of
then
middle player.
Arlie and Paulo.
Yep.
I assume going in stealthily.
Yep.
All right, make stealth checks, everyone.
I
25.
got a 5.
15.
10.
I almost had 19. 4.
25.
So hold on. So 25. Avery. 5. Amara.
15.
15. And Archeon.
4.
4. And Arlie.
I got 10.
10.
In Ark's defense and mine, we were sitting there for a while. Our legs were kind of asleep. So we were getting up, trying to walk, and just waiting.
Oh,
That was...
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's all our fault. Yes, we get it.
Luckily, the DC was 10. Had Arlie not gotten 10, you would have failed. But you start to make your way up this hallway. You hear the chanting of the Tiamat prayer getting louder and louder as you start to make your way up this cave system. You are then revealed to a larger room, very different from the others that you have seen up into this point. You see Langdarosa kneeling down with a group of what can only kind of be described as barbarian women, almost very similar to what the Amazons look like from Themyscira. These long, very muscular, beefy female barbarians with long dreads coming down the side, furred clothing all around them, each holding battle axes with a knee down, praying to what you can only kind of sort of make out as Avery as you kind of peek around the corner to get an eye on what it is exactly they are praying to. This chamber seems to have been enlarged and reshaped from its original form. The floor and the 3 walls are smoothed, and stalactites and stalagmites have been polished into gleaming columns. Every surface glistens with moisture, and the air is warm and humid. The flat walls of the chamber are decorated with shallow, abstract carvings of dragons. Dragons' tails coil in intricate patterns and knot that flow across the walls. The creature portrayed in the northwest corner stands out. A 5-headed dragon rising from an erupting volcano. Other dragons, which seem dwarfed by the 5-headed monstrosity, flock to its side. A small wooden chest with silver and mother of pearl inlays sits at the floor in the corner, in front of the monstrous dragon carving. What would you like to do?
Since I was able to peek around and see all of that, I'm going to turn around and communicate that to the people behind me. So I'm going to tell Ark, I'm going to tell Arlie, and the rest of the gang. And yeah, I'm going to look at Ark, and this is the plan. We got to go and rush Langdarosa, but with there being 3 extra people, maybe it's best if, the others are at a distance can hopefully help, like, occupy just a couple of those at least, and maybe Amara could take one as well. So 2 versus Langdarosa, and then 1 for each of the others.
I have Flame Seed, just so you know, the thing that...
Start with that.
Can we get like a surprise attack too?
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe we can
Right
get
now,
his ranged attack.
they don't hear you coming. They are currently praying to the shrine of Tiamat.
Okay.
But you are in a small, very narrow tunnel. It's not like, if you all popped out at once and all tried to shoot, you might get a surprise round each. But that's up to you to decide how you want to put this forward.
I think full speed, just Ark and Avery run around that corner and tackle him, and then we all just literally rush in and and go for it.
If I
Because
could get a surprise attack, I could seriously do some damage.
same.
Yeah. Let's
Because
all
I'm gonna
just
use Hunter's Mark. So
But if we could start with Amara's explosion of fire,
Yes.
that, and then everyone that way, because that's an area of effect, and then two frontline fighters rush in, and we stay in the back. If we can put distance between us and the barbarians, at least we can split them up if they come for us.
Would that be possible though, to have that surprise attack and a burst of fire? Just asking us a question.
So this is the thing. With surprise rounds, it can be very tricky because there is a stealth element as well. Once you start showing up and you're like, haha, we're here, they can turn around and be like, oh, you're there. It's not necessarily a thing of like you all show up and then you all get to strategically move yourselves around
Right.
and hit what you want. Once you are making yourself known in the field of view of the enemies, they look and see you. And from that distance of them seeing you, it's your prerogative whether to try to strike right from there or how you want to do it. But right now they're not seeing you. So there's a kind of a thing where like Avery pops out first, can be like, I want to come up and shoot my arrow at Langdarosa. Okay, you get that surprise round because you've snuck up and bam, shoot him. But if all of you kind of come out into the open, that's first point, then all start moving towards them. That's a different thing. We could try to do something where you're like, if you want to try to sneak in from that corner without them hearing you or seeing your presence, we could try to roll stealth checks to see if their perception hears you sneaking up on them and then trying to grab them from behind kind of thing. But it kind of comes into play through the strategy of how you want to approach it. Apollo.
If Amara can peer around that corner and do the fire explosion, that doesn't have like that's just an eruption that just happens out of nowhere, so they wouldn't know where that came from.
Yeah.
They would. If someone comes around and attacks an enemy, that kicks into initiative. The surprise, she gets a surprise round of attacking, but it would be boom, something hit us. What the fuck, ching, and they would all be like on alert.
But my point is that they purposely blocked this spot off. They don't know we did this spot, so they would assume the fire is coming from the other entrance, so they would look that way.
One, you don't know why that thing had fallen. You don't know if it was on purpose. You don't know if it was an accident. You have no idea why that thing was barricaded, for one. For two, just as a mechanical thing, I will say, if you shoot from the corner, it will kick off an attack initiative.
So why don't I go later then?
Because if you use your fire seed and me and Avery are standing right next to Langdarosa, that affects
That
us
is
as well.
true.
We have to roll dexterity saving.
Yeah.
But if you all like wanted to run to the room, just go and all get a shot off, that can
And
happen.
I'll do it.
I
Okay.
think that's the best decision we can do. And then,
Let's go.
Yeah.
Amara, if you can almost structure it so that the corner of the radius of that explosion is on them, that way it doesn't hit Ark and Avery, because they need as much health as possible.
I'm
Don't
gonna
do
just
that.
do the middle because it's 10 feet radius.
Yeah, that
So
should work. But yeah, just everyone run in and immediately take shots.
Yeah.
So I'll have you all roll initiative now, just to see who moves first.
Right.
Just so not everyone's like, I'll do this. We'll just roll initiative now, so everyone's got a turn order, and then we're all able to kind of do our things as we want as we go.
Ooh, nat 20.
9.
6.
18.
21, technically.
11.
Amara
Yeah.
got 18. Amara, did you get 18? That's what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Archtron, you're first. So move your as you guys are kind of huddled around the corner, you're hearing them like in prayer, like eyes closed, praying to this shrine of Tiamat. You're all like, all right, are we just gonna go in guns blazing? Yeah, doing it. All right, let's do this. And you all just slow motion start running out into the room. So Archtron, I'll have you kind of place yourself where you're standing, and this as you're all just coming out of the corner.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
I think I'm
stand there.
Just wheel right around the corner, and in mid swing, I'm gonna huck a hammer.
Okay, so Amara, where would you like to move your person?
I will stay slightly like on the wall, but so that I can like see them, and I have like an escape if needed. I guess this. Can I see them from here?
You can see these two. You can't see Lang DeRosa.
All right, then I'll go there.
Okay. After that, Arlie.
I would like to move here. That way I can have a shot at him.
Okay.
Lang DeRosa.
And Apollo.
I'm gonna go kind of here. Are those like benches? Those rectangles? Okay, so I'm assuming they're not tall enough to block my shot, so I can kind of move behind them.
Yeah, they're just like pretty low to the ground.
I'm gonna do that.
Oh, I want to be behind that one then.
and take and aim for a shot at Lang DeRosa.
Okay, and Avery.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand over here next to Ark.
So you're not gonna get in the field of view for an attack?
Oh, sorry, I'm staying next to him over here.
Over there. Okay.
But like, yeah, can does Amara still have like a line of sight in between us and see?
You are both of you are kind of blocking
or should I move
them,
over
unfortunately. So if you just went to here, you would be able to.
here?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right. So as the rest of you kind of like, all right, ready? You just hear them saying that prayer to Tiamat. You all just slow motion, just run into this well-lit cave area with the effigy of Tiamat and dragon cultists artwork all around you, taking up swords, lifting up battle axes, pulling back on arrows, flipping up daggers. And from there, we're going to take a break. So
Please.
we're going to take a break right now, just a quick 5-10 minute break to refresh the drink, stretch the legs, because we are going to go into a very serious combat. So don't go away anywhere, anybody. We'll be right back. And we're back. And one of them ate Avery. Oh, too bad.
Oh, yeah.
He fucking is dead and he got in a trap. Oh, shit. There he is. Got that spice trap. All right, guys. Thank you for letting us take a break.
Just you back it up.
Here comes the fight you've been waiting for. Rematch. The A-Team versus Lang DeRosa Cyanrath. You guys snuck in, got a good stealth, found that secret entrance into this prayer room. You're about to pop off your shots. Okay. Running into the room in slow motion, sliding into position, unawares of your presence. Arctreon, what's your first move?
You know what it is.
You know what it is. I would like to rage.
I am gonna move slightly closer since from where we.
So this is the thing. This is your positioning when you went through the thing. So this is where you're taking the attack, unfortunately.
Yes. Oh, this is where I'm taking the attack. Okay, so that's just fine. Let me just double check something here. Form of the beast tail is 10 feet. That is not correct. All right. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna literally just throw my light hammer basically twice, to be honest.
Light hammer twice. So this is the thing. When you're throwing, and this is what we agreed on last session, so now that we're getting more accustomed to the combat, when you're throwing your weapon, whether it's a spear, a hammer, whatever, when you throw it, it leaves your person, and if it hits the person, it falls next to them, and then you got to go and pick it up. So you just don't have infinite hammers or spears, so just keep that in mind.
Yep. I can't remember from last time, but I don't think I have any more javelins either.
You have the one javelin. They picked it up, but you just have the one. So if you throw it, it'll hit, fall, and you have to pick it back up to use it.
Okay, well, I'm going to get the first one off with a light hammer. Let's see if I did 16 to hit.
Which we're hitting Lang DeRosa?
Yes.
Lang DeRosa, 16 misses.
I will throw my javelin then.
Okay, so this is with the two-handed fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
21.
21 will hit.
Okay.
Roll damage.
Yeah, but his armor classes, like what is to hit?
You are not sure until it happens.
Hit him with a 6 plus 2. I'm gonna rage 8.
8 points of damage. Okay.
Grazes his cheek.
Anything else?
Nothing that I can do, but I think I'm going to ready another attack with my Warhammer as I'm going to be moving towards him in this.
So you threw a light hammer through the spear, and now you've got your hammer out, ready to go. Okay.
Yep.
After that, Amara, what you doing?
My Phoenix. I summon my soul, and I attack them.
You summon the fiery beast.
I'm gonna
So
summon
you-
it right in the middle of all of them, so it hits them.
So you're using your wild shape to summon forth your fiery phoenix with your wildfire spirit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's get a phoenix on the board. So right here. Where do you want to place it?
I can't ping. How do you ping?
You just make sure you got the cursor. So right here.
And I'm
All
gonna
right.
set it, like up in the air. So it's not like just on the floor.
How far in the air?
I'll do like at their like head height.
So like 5 feet off the ground, let's
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it hits every creature within 10 feet of the spirit.
That is correct as it comes into form. And then what's the save for that? It's a dex save, correct?
Against my spell save DC.
Yeah, so it should say that on your sheet.
Where's my spell save?
So that will hit all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then
It should say beside the thing there.
it's 14 or 2d6 fire damage.
So that would beat 14. Okay, so as Archeron throws those weapons, Ray at the battle axe, you conjure up your wildfire spirit as this phoenix just appears. This thunderous flame explosion comes into existence as it's willed into being. They are all going to roll dex checks. So for the 3 berserkers, it's 14, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 1 succeeded, 2 failed, and Langdorosa is also gonna fail.
Yeah! Alright, and then I roll a 2d6 fire damage.
And then is it half if they succeeded? I believe so. Or they just don't take damage.
I don't think they take damage at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it says they must succeed it or take
Yeah,
the-
so that one won't take damage, but the other 3 will. So roll your
No!
2d6.
No!
Oh no, what was it?
I rolled 2 ones.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh,
All right, we'll
that's
take what we can get.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
chipping away.
I burned
It's also
those.
it's also keeping those 2 from running. Actually, 3.
Okay, Arlie, you're up.
All right. First of all, I would like to cast Hunter's Mark on Langdorosa,
Okay.
and then bust out my longbow. 12 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. Well, that's my turn then.
Okay, so I'll describe all these things happening simultaneously after we go through the surprise round. So Apollo.
Short bow attack on Langdorosa.
Okay.
That will be a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Roll damage.
Do I get sneak attack for a surprise round?
You would, because you successfully got in behind. They did not see you.
Okay, that is going to be 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay.
To Langdorosa. And is it possible to bonus action, like, hide under this bench just for the purposes of, like, kind of cover?
It's literally, like, low to the ground. It's more like a prayer kneeling bench than, like, a tall bench that you could, like sit under. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Then I think that is all I'm going to do. Actually, is it possible to just move 5 feet south?
So like we said, you're kind of, for this attack round, you're kind of positioned where you were for the attack and not able to move from there.
If I use my bonus action to dash.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Okay. Then I'm going to move down here. So I'm 5 feet away from Harley. And then that'll be my...
Because you are the fastest. Okay. And then last but not least, Avery. What do you want to do to pop off this last shot?
I am going to throw my hand axe. Can I hit Langdorosa from here? Like, I mean, at the distance, but can I see him? Double line of sight.
Oh yeah, you can definitely hit him from there.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So let's see. To hit for the first one is a 17.
17 just hits. Roll damage.
All right, damage. 7.
17 the mark, by the way.
Yep. I'm writing that down.
So that's a 7 damage.
7 damage.
And then I'm going to throw my other one as well. That's to swift and fighting.
Okay.
So doesn't hit.
Okay, so Mrs. Wildly. So as you all get into the room, slow motion, bringing out all your weapons, all your bows, you see Archeron throw a light hammer, throw a spear, just kind of smashes into the wall next to Langdorosa, throws the spear, hits I think that one hit him, right? The spear? Yeah, so the spear hits him in the back of the arm as the spear goes through his tricep muscle, through his biceps. They all start turning around as arrows and elemental fire spirits and all kinds of weapons are just barrage thrown, with the focus of the attack going into Langdorosa as hand axes and arrows and everything just like Sunny on the Causeway, just getting hit by multiple barrages. Falls down as it back smacks against the cave wall, and you see parts of his blue dragonborn blood start smearing on the side of the cave wall as he sees you all in person for the first time in a little while. Looks at you all and goes, you found your way to me. Good. I was getting kind of bored just sitting in this goddamn cave all day. And you brought the Leon in. And he takes the spear out of his bicep, throws it down on the ground. Let's finish what we started, eh, boy? And takes out his weapon. Lightning starts sparkling out of his mouth. And the barbarians all start to take a defensive position. And it is go time, everyone. So, I have rolled the initiative for them already. So, we start at the top of the round with Archeon.
Ooh, yeah. I am... Sorry, I hear something's going weird. Okay, I am going to... I'm hitting with a great axe. Great axe.
All right.
Just as a like what I'm going to do, I'm going to, whether it hits or misses, going to swing the great axe. Wherever my swing leads, it'll be into the ground. I'm going to use my Form of the Beast claws so that both hands are available, and that's great axe.
So you're gonna try to swing with the axe, sort of. If you miss, put in the ground. Then you've got 2 attacks with the claws.
Yeah. So regardless of whether it hits or misses, it's gonna be like out of my hands. My hands are free. And use individual attacks with both claws.
Yeah, it doesn't technically work that way, but we'll go for it.
No, if it doesn't work that way, then I won't do it.
Well, it's a thing of like it's more flavor than anything, because like you said, if you're hitting him with one hand with the axe, because it does depend on if you're hitting with one hand or 2 hands with your axe, right? So like if you're hitting it with one hand, it determines damage. So if you're doing a one-handed attack with the axe, then with your 2-weapon fighting, you could hit with the claw. They have it free. If you're hitting him with 2-hand axe, then none of your hands are free to make the second attack, if that makes any sense.
Okay. So then I am instead. Then I'm going to. I have my war hammer. I'll hit him with the war hammer of the one hand. Then.
Okay.
So let's give me 16. Just misses.
Unfortunately, as he kind of raises him, takes out the arrow and the hand axe and the spear on the ground, you just rush at him as your path of the beast form starts to take hold, as your muscles are emboldened, veins popping out of your neck, your fur on your Leonin body gets a bit coarser, the claws in your hands start to extend, the fangs on your mouth start to protrude out even more. Your eyes grow this bright orange and yellow as you just rush a huge crack with the warhammer, ducks out of the way, that slams against the cave wall.
Okay. Then actually, I am going to do Form of the Beast Bite. Once on each of your turn, when you deal damage to the creature with this bite, you regain 2 hit points, provided that you deal less than 16 points of hit damage when you hit. So
okay.
I will bite him. You want to pull that
so
up?
This will be with your 2-weapon fighting kind of deal, because it's considered to be a melee weapon. Okay.
Yep.
So make an attack roll on that.
Bite. Where's my bite? There's my bite. Oh, that's a little cheap. It got wedged into the corner of the screen. It's 9. Cool. It's like in the corner of my screen. It's stuck between, I think it was 19 and 9. And it was in between the 2. And it chose the 2. Yeah. Or 5. Sorry. It was 5 plus 4. It was 9.
Go for the swing. Ducks underneath it. You go for a bite right to his jugular. Able to put up his forearm with his hardened dragon scales and armor around his forearm, taking the brunt of your fangs to block the jugular shot. As these 2 titans, a beast, are having a rematch right before your eyes. Amara, what would you like to do?
So if I turn into my animal, I can still control my phoenix?
Let me look that up. I'm not sure, because you can't one wild shape would take over the other, I think. Let me just look at that really quick.
New classes.
Yeah, new classes. It should say in here.
I'm gonna get this playlist for my workouts.
Right?
But I would need like a slow panning, like 360 cam, like Michael Bay style, to go around me the entire time.
Just looking up a rules check on that one, Amara. You can either wild shape while you're controlling spirit, or it's one or the other.
And Aiden, you wanted to stay with Langderosa, right?
I'm better at close range, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Langderosa has to drop first. Or at least we need to focus on him. I'm going to focus on Langderosa right now. So if you're choosing to attack someone, like the Phoenix is in a good position right now because it'll attack it'll attack either Langderosa or the other 2 barbarians that were within 5 feet of it if they try and move out of that 5 feet. Right? Actually, because
so,
the Phoenix...
Sorry, just quick rules take. I'm trying to look it up. Best what I can say or see is that the wildfire spirit needs to verbally understand you to be able to take direction from you. If you transform into an animal, it no longer understands you verbally.
Does it count if I have the racial feature of it says I can telepathically link to any creature I see, provided it's within like a thing of me. I don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand my telepathic utterances.
Racial telepathy.
Yeah, so technically I could have used my telepathy to the things, but I didn't.
Yeah, I'm looking up rules statements on this. If you wild shape, the wildfire spirit goes away. It's not meant to stack. It's an either or kind of situation.
Okay. I'm not close enough to attack any of them.
But you can still attack with the wildfire spirit. So you got flame seed on that thing and fiery teleportation.
If I move, what did I say, 5 or 10 feet up? They could still reach, right?
Reach what exactly?
Any of the people that are down below.
So right now you are 5 feet above the ground.
Okay.
Right? So you're not on the floor necessarily, but you're like in a 5-foot cube of space. You're above the ground 5 feet. So you're basically within 5-foot range of everything. You're like at waist level with all the people around it.
Okay.
If you wanted to ascend higher up, you have 30 feet fly speed of movement.
And would they take a
If it goes past their head, their area, they could make an opportunity attack if you go above them. If you stay within their space, it doesn't enact, but if you leave their space of 5 feet, then they can try to attack it.
Okay, I will just use my flame seed, and I'm gonna meanwhile like back up a little bit away from them.
Okay, so for flame seed, depending on who you're trying to attack, right now you can only really hit this guy normally. Otherwise, it'd be disadvantage for the others because range attacks, close range, 5 feet, you get a disadvantage on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll attack him.
Try to flame seed that guy. All right, roll to hit.
Where's my dice? Hold on, I have to bring up the right thing. Uh, 10 plus 14.
14 just hits. Roll damage.
Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. 1d6 plus PB. What is my PB?
Proficiency bonus.
I was gonna say peanut butter. So
I know, I was thinking peanut butter.
Plus.
So it's
Would
1d6 plus your proficiency bonus, which I believe
Is that my spell attack or modifier?
I think it's
just
3 at this
it's
level.
2. It's 1d6 plus 2.
Okay, I do 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay. So the rest of you see as Archeron gets in close combat with Cyan Wrath going blow for blow, just missing every attack as they're entangled in this Titan-like fight. The flame seed from the Phoenix emerges, hitting one of the berserkers in the back of the head as her long dreaded hair starts to catch flame a little bit. Starts to put it out. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move 1 square away.
Over there?
Like, yeah. That should be far enough, I think. No. Darn it! I'm nervous. Actually, what is 30? Is this 30 feet away from that person? Fudge sticks. Okay, I have to be there. And I can move there. Alright. I'm gonna go over here and hide too.
Okay, so you kind of run over there as your Phoenix is trying to make short work of these guys. Now we got Langdarosa's teams going. So this Berserker is going first. Just rushes the first person it sees, runs right up to Avery, and is going to make some attacks. And it's going to, as it runs at you, you see a very familiar thing happen with this barbarian's body, similar to what you have seen Archeon do before. As it kind of puts out the flame on its head, looks at you, you see the irises around its eyes start to glow red, veins out of this female form start to bulge and massive, and just runs right at you, Avery, and is going to, at the start of its turn, go into Reckless. So it's going to have advantage attacks against you, but your attacks against it will also have advantage on until the start of its next turn. All attacks on it will have advantage until the start of its next turn. So it's going to make a axe attack at you at advantage. That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. As the sudden rush of a beast, of a female barbarian just rushes at you, you are not ready for the amount of speed that this large person has, and just hits you straight in the ribs just moments before you're able to block it. It did full damage, rolled a 12 on the D12 die, so you're going to take 15 points of slashing damage right to the rib as she just clocked you with all of her might.
I'm down to half, so everybody knows.
The rest of you just hear these cracking bones as the Berserker Rage just smacked the rib cage of Avery right in the side, and you see him plot down to one knee, going, just blood just spits out of his mouth.
Second wind.
Yeah,
After that, we got Langdarosa, currently engaged with Arctreon.
Make an attack on me. Make an attack on me. I dare you. I've been reading my character a little bit more. I have a little funny thing that I can do. As a reaction.
Also, we're level 3, right? Just to make sure. Okay.
Amora's been level 2 this whole time.
Oh no.
Can be 10 times stronger at level 3.
Yeah.
That Fio in my wildfire spirit has more health than Apollo's.
I have
How do you
negative
feel?
constitution. I'm a talker, not a fighter.
Oh my god. An imaginary thing does more than you.
And as you and Langdarosa are just hand-to-hand combat, going back and forth, and after you go for the bite, blocks you off, standing toe-to-toe, comes to you and says, "Well, isn't this a surprise? The Leonin back for more. I told you to stay out of our business, but now you're here, and now you get to fall exactly the way that you fell before." As his lightning breath just smacks you point blank range.
As a reaction, form of the beast's tail. If a creature you can see within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack roll, you can use this reaction to swipe your tail and roll a d8, applying a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled, potentially causing the attack to miss you.
Okay, so the thing with that is, this isn't a roll to hit. This is a saving throw. So he's not rolling to attack you. He is throwing lightning at you, and you have to roll out of the way.
Okay, so that's a dex saving throw, right?
It is a dex save, yeah.
Radio. Wow. 3. Oh wait, hold on. 4. It's a 4.
So read me that reaction one more time, just so I have the full
Okay, so if a creature you can see within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to swipe your tail, roll a d8, apply a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled, potentially causing the attack to miss you.
There you go. So yeah, so that reaction is more for I roll to hit, and if I hit you, matched your AC or above, you then get to boost your AC so the attack misses. But unfortunately, there is no attack roll to set that off, unfortunately, for this one.
Yes.
Aiden,
But I do half damage from it, so what?
just FYI, I think you only get to choose one form of the beast. So because you went for the bite action. It says just you get to choose one at the start of your rage: bite, claws, or tail, and then use that for the rest of that rage.
Yeah.
So just letting you know, because you already went for a bite. That's in your that's in the form of the beast. That's I'm looking on a separate thing. I don't know where that would be on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any of that.
It would be at the start of your rage.
Yeah, let me just look back at the features here for Arctreon. Yeah, so form of the beast, it's in your features and traits here, Arctreon. When you enter your rage, you can transform, revealing the bestial power within you. Until the rage ends, you manifest a natural weapon. It counts as a simple melee weapon for you, and you add your strength modifier to the attack and damage rolls when you attack with it as normal. So yes, you do pick one of the boosts to help you with your rage. And then that boost stays with you as the rage goes. I don't think you really get to like switch them around as the rage goes. It's kind of like you get to pick one of them.
All right.
But you did the
Bite.
claw attack, the bite, yeah.
It was the bite, yeah.
Bite.
So unfortunately, I think the bite is going to have to be the one that we stick with.
Still get 2 health points if I get bit.
Yeah,
Probably
it's
the
a
most
good
useful one in this scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so lightning breath. You failed a dex save, so you're going to be taking all this damage.
Half damage.
You get resistance from lightning as well.
Yep, everything except for telekinesis. Telepathy.
Sweet.
Psychic.
Okay, so you'll take half of this.
42. Shit.
Holy shit. Okay. That was some high rolls. So 31 points of lightning damage, halved. So you'll take 15 points of lightning damage as he goes in and just smashes it right in your face. This time you're ready for it. You put your arms up for the lightning just singes off your fur and you kind of block your head so you don't get knocked out. And a few pieces of your skin kind of fall off to the side, but starts to hit you, pushes you back towards the cave wall, but you're able to stand tall and not worry. But he is now going to action surge and take another turn and is going to hit you twice. So using his action surge.
Unless he misses, I'm dead. Unless he misses, I'm dead. I got 11 points.
Action surge for 2 attacks. 10 to hit on the first one. It's going to miss.
Yep. AC's 15.
That one flew off the board. Second one. 4 again. 10 misses as he goes to swing wildly as the shock of the lightning breath hits you. And again, similar tactic, using to distract to hit you. You see it coming. You just put your hand up as he goes in for a swipe. It's like, not going to happen again. And you just kick him off you, standing toe-to-toe with Skye and Wrath once more.
Cool beans.
That'll be his turn. After that, we come to the second Berserker, who is going to be here and is going to rush. Let's see, with 30 feet. Can just barely make it there, and all they have is great axes. So unfortunately for you, Avery, can't reach the other members of your party. This one, joining the Berserker, just rushes over to you, seeing you gravely injured. Unfortunately, you have the flame seed for the bird, so you could roll disadvantage to see if he gets hit as he leaves.
So 1d20 again.
Yeah, to roll to hit.
To
At disadvantage, so roll twice and take the lower amount.
It would be 11.
11 misses, unfortunately. As the bird shoots wildly, the berserker just sort of bats it out of the air, singeing fire on his form, rushes over to Avery, and is going to make, again, go reckless. This will be at advantage. So all attacks on the two berserkers around Avery, currently, you will all have advantage on them until the start of their next turn. So this is 2 attacks against you, Avery. Natural 20.
I'm dead.
Holy shit, I crit. Jesus. Okay. Doubling the dice. Low. That was a 3 and a 2. 8 points of slashing damage.
Down to 1/4.
As the second berserker rushes over, another big battle axe hitting down the clavicle as Avery just catches it in time before the weight of the battle axe crushes his clavicle. It's like Captain America versus Thanos. These 2 large, imposing beings on top of you, but are able to resist and keep the fight going, keeping them distracted for the long-range attackers. After that, we come to Arlie.
Real quick, guys, should I continue?
One that I'm on.
Yeah, okay.
You get advantage on the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the 2 berserkers, you currently will have advantage attacking them.
Okay. I just wanted to check because before we were like Langdarosa only, and I'm like, I kind of want to hit to these guys.
Well,
You saw the amount of damage that Langdarosa took. He took a heavy hit, like he's visibly has wounds coming out of his sides and everything. He's still sprightly, but
And
these
then-
2 are right on top of Avery, and you have advantage. So it's
if
up to
I
you.
wanted to use a cantrip, that would be instead of an attack, right?
Correct. So a cantrip you can use instead of an attack, unless there's like a bonus action cantrip move you can do. You could attack and do a bonus action as well.
How do I know if it would count as a bonus action?
So you can go to your sheet and look at bonus actions. That's a section, and it should be able to tell you.
No, I guess not. Okay. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna use my longbow on the guy with the little green thing on him next to Avery.
On this berserker here. Okay. So if you
Yes.
attack him, you'll have advantage.
15 to hit.
15 hits. Roll damage.
Damage 9. I would also like to. I would also like to charge as a bonus action at him.
Charge at this one.
The one nearest me. I didn't see you mark it.
Oh, sorry, the green one that you just hit.
Yes.
At least 30 feet forward.
Oh, it has to be at least 30 feet.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it has to be
Never
within
mind on the
30 feet.
charge. Well then, after that, then the swarm will go after that hit, which would be +5 damage.
So tack on another 5 as those spectral hummingbirds, ethereal hummingbirds, just dart towards them in all kind of ultralight fashion. Their little needle noses just dive into them like darts.
I would also like to have the swarm move it back 5 feet away from Avery.
Oh. Okay, which direction?
Just like straight down.
Down here?
Move. Up to 15 feet. So yeah, 15 feet down from him.
Would that work?
So
Which
it's what? So sorry, it's one or the other for that ability.
Oh really?
So you can either, when you hit with the swarm, you could either do a d6 of piercing damage, or they gotta succeed on a saving throw and be moved up to 15 feet.
Okay, well, I'll do the damage then.
You are moved by the swarm 5 feet horizontally in a direction of your choice. So moving them 5 feet doesn't require them to make a save. You can just do that. If you want to move them 15 feet, they'll have to make a saving throw.
Gotcha. Let's do that then, because if they fail, it also knocks them prone. So.
You wanted them to roll the strength save?
Right, because I can do the damage and also move them. And then they have to do the strength saving throw. And if they fail, they also get knocked prone.
I think they get knocked prone when you get to level 11.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So you will be able to do that eventually, which is really good. But for right now, you can just if they fail the strength save, they get moved 15 feet.
Okay. Let's just do that.
So strength save.
But that also does the damage too, right?
So no, it's either.
Oh, it's either or.
Either damage, move them 15 feet with a strength save, or move them 5 feet automatically.
Okay, just do the damage then.
Okay. I will say that if you move them 5 feet away from Avery, Avery will have an opportunity attack against that creature because he's moving out of his space.
Oh, okay.
So
Let's do
that way
then.
you'd be able to move him away, and Avery would be able to have a chance to do damage if you wanted to.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So moving back, Avery, make a attack against this creature at advantage because it is within reckless.
All right, I'm using my short sword. It's a 21 or it's a 21 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
And then the damage will be an 11.
Ooh, good hit. So you go down there as the swarm starts to just peck them, and the needles just drive to them like darts. The berserker starts going, just getting distracted and starts moving backwards. And Avery, able to lop off that battle axe off his clavicle, sees that moment of opportunity, takes out the short sword, it just slashes at the calf muscles, almost buckling the berserker down as you see tons of blood pouring out of the artery. It was a big hit. Good tactics there. Anything else? You could still move if you prefer.
I think I'll stay.
Gonna stay. All right. Staying put. Apollo, what you do?
Wait.
Oh.
Am I able to see Langdorosa from here? It looks like maybe, but it's fine.
Let's see. Yeah, from there you can.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. We're good then.
All right. Apollo, what you got?
Bonus action, steady aim, and I'm going to take a shot at Langdorosa. With that, which...
all right, I'll allow it. You're just barely skimming by the berserker there.
With my steady aim.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a 20 to hit.
20 will hit. Roll damage.
And that will be 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, so Arcturion, as you're battling one-on-one with Langdorosa, going blow for blow, blocking that lightning, not able to get hit by the double axe hit, throwing it off, you see this arrow straight and true with the markings of Apollo's coloration hit him in the back of the thigh, through the thigh muscle as the point sort of is in your vicinity. And you look down at the arrow point as it has an A inscribed in the metal. You look at your buddy going,
Yay!
taking another big hit.
Can I just... I'm not going to move or anything, but can I just, to the two barbarian girls attacking Avery, can I just shout out, hey, if you're both very attractive, if you want to go, out after this, I would not be opposed. Just help us with Langdorosa a little bit, and, we can get out of here, and you and I can have a little night on the town. I'll pay for it, don't mind.
Apollo uses taunt.
They just rage. There's a big rage leaps out as she's dealing with all of the cut from Avery, not even really paying attention to you right now. But The amount of energy in the room is palpable for sure.
I love them, and that will be the end of my turn.
All right. After that, we go to Avery. Finally, it's your move, bud.
All right, I'm gonna go after
Suss out those awful hits, but you got advantage on these barbarians.
So I'm taking out my short sword. I'm going after the blue one in front of me. So we got advantage. So to hit is a advantage 11. I got 2 11s. So 11 to hit, which is gonna be a miss.
It will be a miss, unfortunately.
But for a bonus action, I am going to use Second Wind and heal 1d10 plus 3.
Okay.
So d10. So I'm healing 8. So back to half.
Healing 8. Okay. So back to half as you're able to get that axe off of you, and now there's some distance between you and the other berserkers. You kind of just go for a couple wide swipes. The berserker darts away from you just to get some distance. Oh, god damn. You just put your hand towards your ribs. You can feel some that might be this large or cracked a bit, and breathing in is kind of painful and that wincing sort of sound.
And so I also have the ability to do an action surge. It's special. Which I think I should probably use because I feel like if I get hit badly by this chick again, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, so it's up to you. You could use your action surge, and it gives you another combat turn. So you could attack again. You could move. You pretty much get the full strength of another turn.
If I move, I get an opportunity attack taken against me, though.
They will be able to hit you if you move out of the way. Correct.
I'm going to go ahead and attack them again because I still will have advantage, though, because it's not their turn again yet.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Are you able to hit the one with the green?
No, it's too far away.
You could move into that space because you're not leaving the space of the blue one. So you could technically.
If that one, that one might be weaker.
That one is much more hurt than the other one.
Okay, well then I'll go after the green one. I'll move down. But that won't cause an opportunity attack.
Nope, because you're still within their space.
Yeah.
You're not leaving their space.
So I'll move to here, and again with the short sword, to hit. Let's see, it's a 13, and what else we got? 20. Thank goodness.
Nice.
So 20 to hit.
Was it a natural 20 or just
no, 14 plus 6.
Both hit, roll damage.
All right. So that would be an 11 damage.
11 damage, okay. Whittling that one down.
And so it says that after that roll, I can expend a superiority die to do a precision strike. So it could be before or after the roll.
Yeah. So the precision strike, so when you hit someone with an attack, it does damage. You can add on your battle maneuver tactics to put even more damage on there, and then some of them have effects aligned with it as well.
So I am going to do that. So that is a D8.
So add a D8 of damage on top of the 11?
Yeah, so let's see what we got here. That's an 8.
Ooh, full 8.
$19.
Okay. And then with the precision strike, does that do anything else, or did you just get advantage on that attack?
It says, no, I just get to add 1 superiority die. Before or after.
Is that okay? I'm just double checking because usually they are able to do stuff too. But
if it does say I could do something, it does not say it on.
No, that's okay. Oh, that must be a feat, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's great. So you go in there and you see, distracted from all the ethereal birds, from all the hummingbirds, and you swipe with the calf muscle. The other one coming towards you, just kind of elbow it in the face, breaking its nose as it kind of backs off from you enough for you to get forward to this one. You see it on the backing up like a fighter, a boxer, just getting the better of the other opponent on its heels. You just take the opportunity and just start stabbing and swiping at this thing. All manners of cuts and bruises, knocking it with your elbow, slashing it, trying to chop this big person down to size. It's getting some hits. It's getting down there. But still, you see the blood pouring down from the nose, the slash in the calf, this huge barbarian woman just still on his head, but you're making some headway. All right. After that comes down to the last berserker, way down here. So away from the friends, it sees this flaming bird spitting fire at all his friends. Doesn't like that very much. He says, "Here, birdie, birdie," and makes an attack at the bird. $13 to hit on the bird.
Armor class is 13.
So just hit. So it'll roll damage. Full damage again. 12 plus 3, 15 points of slashing damage on the bird. Is it still up?
Yes, it's still up.
How many hit points does it have?
20.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
The small bird.
It's 5 plus 5 times my druid level.
Oh, damn. Okay. So goes in for a swipe, hits it, and kind of parts the bird in two as the flames just start to connect. It just flames back together, standing there above the ground. What the fuck is this thing? Just like super confused. But that'll be its turn. But after that, we come to the top of the round with Arctreon. It's your move, my dude.
Go!
Let's go with the great axe, because with the form of the beast bite, it doesn't need a hand to be opened. So, so I'm gonna swing the great axe. 5, so that doesn't fucking work.
Oh, just misses. You gotta hit him with the bite.
Bite's 22.
That hits. Roll damage.
It's not letting me. There we go. Now it says 10, but since it's rage, it's 12.
Yeah.
And I get 2 hit points back.
There you go.
And
There you go, Arch. Get him, man. Get him.
sucks I can't hit with an axe. Like biting him or slapping him. He's like, "What are you doing?"
You're going kind of blow for blow again, sort of blocking, punching. He's heavily wounded. You're heavily wounded. You go up for the axe attack, and he kind of puts up his sword to kind of block. But as you're going for it, you just instinctively put your hands limp. He thinks you're going to hit him hard. He's ready to block it hard, but you instinctively go for a hit and just grab his arms, pull him in, and just connect really hard to the base of his neck underneath his dragon scales and rip a huge chunk of skin. Blue blood is just pouring out like a Tarantino movie, and you're just chomping at the entrails in there, and just shouting in pain. He's losing lots of blood. The rest of your party members outside just see you becoming like this vicious cannibalistic animal for the first time as you're just trying to rip this neck out zombie-like, just in full-on blood sport mode. And he is hurt. He is very hurt. He's like, you can see him jittering around from the shock of you just putting your fangs directly into his muscle tissue.
I'm only a little. This goes beyond. This goes back to the beginning of when we started playing this. I picked my armor class based on looks. I had no idea it affected me. I could have chosen way better armor. I'm an idiot. I was just looking at the armor inventory right now, and I could have easily picked something that was 18 AC, but I didn't because I was like, oh, this doesn't mean anything. I'm just gonna pick spiky armor because it's cool. I'm just an idiot.
There will be more opportunities to get better armor, don't you?
No, I know, but I wish I would have known from the start. I would have picked something a lot higher considering my character, right?
The play.
So I don't think I can do anything after that because that was my bonus action. And
It's okay. I've had an 18 and they've all hit me, so
yeah. No, I know, but still, I mean, like, I wish I would have known.
Did you take your healing?
Yeah, I took my
I
2.
did.
I'm back up to 13.
Yeah, so you got healed by 2. So you're just digging in with your jaws into the muscle tissue of Langderosa, and he's verbally like shaking and just like trying to get you off, and your jaws are just synced, and you can see him visibly worried. Okay, so after that, just stay there, locked in combat. Amara, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm going to do another flame seed at the one that's already injured. The lady.
the green one.
Yeah.
The green one here. Okay,
Yeah.
flame seed, go for it.
And while that's happening, I'm going to shout to Archeon, I love you, sweetie. You're doing great. Darn it! I got a nat 1.
Oh, unfortunately, you're a little preoccupied as you're trying your this 2-pronged attack where you're trying to take care of yourself. Also put focus on your Phoenix spirit, but you see Avery just going blow for blow. He's doing very well against this berserker, but you just don't want to hit him as well, and you just he just shoots wide as the flame seed goes past Avery's head as he just ducks instinctively. He's like, watch it.
I'm sorry, Archeon's just very handsome.
Anything else?
That is it.
Okay. After
I love how
that,
Scooter's watching. He's like,
we come to the 2 berserkers of Langdorosa. So the first berserker here is going to is no longer in Reckless. But sees the others on the side. You're pretty hurt. Sees Amara controlling the Phoenix and is going to rush over to Amara. You'll get an opportunity attack on him as he leaves, Avery.
all right.
Or
I
she
give him the
leaves.
short sword.
Kill it.
That'll be a 19 to hit.
19 hits, roll damage.
And then for damage, it'll be 8 damage.
Oh,
8 damage, okay. So as you're kind of fighting with the other berserker, it has time to kind of peruse the room, and it sees this sort of like these wisps of flame coming off of Amara's hand, controlling the Phoenix spirit. And as you leave, just makes eye contact with you, Amara. Ah! Starts running over to you. Avery notices this, goes, no! Kicks off the berserker he's fighting. Big slash behind him, hits the back muscles of that berserker, but it's too late as the berserker starts running over to Amara. And it is going to go into Reckless once more and get advantage on hitting you, Amara. $17 to hit.
oh, yeah.
Okay. The D12 of damage. 1 + 3, 4 points of damage as it runs towards you. Whoa, you're able to duck out of the way as it just kind of nicks your arm wide as you strifed over to the right. Great axe hitting the wall, the cave, as big rock chunks just explode behind you.
She was just tired from just digging into me, so
But 4 points of slashing damage to you, Amara. But could have been a lot worse. Okay. After that, we come to Langdorosa, who has used the action surge. Just gonna make 2 attacks with the greatsword to Arctreon as got your jaws locked into him. Pushes you off. Greatsword out. Breathing heavily. You both are exhausted. Your claws are out. Your tail out behind you. I'm sorry, friend. You would have made a worthy addition to the Dragon Cult army. I must say I am impressed. I have not had this much fun in ages. Forget these people. Why do you ride with them? They are weak beyond you. They are beneath you. Join.
No, you talk too much. You talk too much. No.
As I'm dripping with blood, my axe still in hand. Their lives are more valuable than yours. I will cleave your head from your shoulders.
I must say.
Archeon, that's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said about me.
holding the mortal wound you have on him as blue blood just pouring down. I must say, you made it very easy to do that at this point, but the fun times end here, friend. Long live Tears! And he goes in for 2 swipes against our boy Arctreon. A 5 and a 2. He misses again.
Shoulders doing you bad.
As he goes in, lifts his arm up for the great sword. Oh, just kind of winces for a minute as it's just that mark is too painful. Moves the sword in the other hand and goes up for a swipe. You just take your battle axe and shunt it down, and you're just staring eye to eye with this Dragonborn who's just talking up a storm and hiding the fact that he is on death's door.
I thought you would taste better, as I'm like spitting up, shoulder onto the ground.
Achaidh, he's not me, okay?
After that, gonna see if he gets his breath weapon back. Does not.
I ship it.
We're gonna go for the other berserker now, engaged with Avery, who is also gonna go back into a reckless attack. So this is the advantage on you again, Avery. 11.
18.
Misses as all these mortal wounds are starting to take hold. You're going blow for a while. You notice that the bloodletting is making this barbarian particularly slower as you're easier able to parry and block and just defend and repel as you've got this barbarian on the ropes. Breathing heavily, is not able to keep up with your speed. After that, we come to Arlie.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna. What?
What?
Just
I'm
talk
not here.
to me, Apollo.
I'm not saying that. I was just gonna be like, Amara looks like she's in trouble.
Yeah. Well, see, I was thinking about it going for the green one just because he's so weak, but I think that Avery could probably take that one.
I mean, you could go for the green one, and if you can kill it, then Avery goes for either the one who's on the Phoenix or Langorosa.
I'll go for Langorosa.
Yeah.
Or can come back and help with the blue one, and then you and I can focus on Langorosa. Like,
I have 18 hit points, so
you're okay for right
Survive
now.
a round at least.
yeah, just take it off of Avery, I would suggest.
Okay. I will do that then. Let's see. Let me go ahead and use my longbow on the green one.
On the green one, okay.
16 to hit.
16 will hit. Roll damage.
4 damage, and then
And then with the swarm, you can either move it back, you could do damage, or do the strength saving roll for it to move back 15 feet.
I will just do damage.
So the D6, okay.
Yes. So longbow damage was 4, and then 5 for the swarm.
Ooh. Okay. So going down again, you see Avery just going blow for blow with the female barbarian, battle axe against short sword, sidestepping, using that half elf movement to get out of range of most of the attacks, and you see it slowing down a bit more. You're looking at your friends, which one to help. You see this one's kind of on, you see Langorosa severely injured. Literally, they're like Artreon and Langorosa are just covered in their own blood. You see the one barbarian rushing over to Amara. You just look at the one that's heavily damaged out of the 3. Just take a pot shot. Goes wide and just the arrow just singes against the skin of the barbarian's throat. Not enough to cut it and bloodlet, but just kind of singes it. That flies in between Avery and this female barbarian. Then all of a sudden, just a bunch of ethereal hummingbirds with their beaks standing out. Just one side of the head, one in the throat, one in the pectoral, all on the side. Ah! It just lets out a horrendous scream like you just threw a bag of nails at the side of this barbarian's face.
Still not dead.
Still not dead.
Oh my goodness.
Standing tall.
Can I? You know what? I'm gonna use a bonus action too.
Bonus action.
I'm going to charge at Langorosa.
Oh shit.
I rolled a 17.
What's your movement?
40 feet?
So you wouldn't be able to make it.
No, it's
You
right
could get
there.
you're 10 feet away at the end of your full movement,
Dang it.
unfortunately. You could try to move yourself like 10 feet ahead and get into position for the charge if you wanted to.
Could I do that then?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just
If
go
you-
there.
If you moved south, could you charge the green one?
Let me see. So that movement would encompass the 40 feet. So let's see. If you're there and you moved like down here, so that's
2 down.
10 feet out of your 40. So that's your full 30. But I believe, yeah. Oh, no, you
30.
can. You can charge the Berserker fighting Avery if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll do that.
Save your
All right.
mouths.
I got 17 to hit,
That'll hit. Roll damage.
3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, as you just suddenly hear this loud trotting. Ah! Just a huge shoulder tackle right into the side of the face of the Berserker with all those ethereal hummingbirds smashed in the side face. She just runs and just shoulder checks them, injects them even harder into the side frame.
Now can I have my swarm move me back?
Move you back. I think it only works against the target. I don't think it works for you.
It works for me too. Yeah, you are moved by the swarm 5 feet horizontally in a direction of your choice.
Oh. Then yes, but there will be an opportunity attack on you from the Berserk.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, let me kill it.
Yeah.
And then you said 3 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay. Little by little. But now it is a 2-on-1 scenario. Okay. After that, we go to Apollo.
Just quick question. Would I still be able to hit Langdorosa right now?
You are currently blocked. They're in front of you.
Okay.
You'd have to move.
5, 10. Okay. Bonus action dash.
Okay.
And I'm running up to Langdorosa with a rapier. And I'm gonna go for a strike. I'm not letting Ark die again. I'm getting PTSD. That's not happening again.
Oh, I'm not
Okay.
letting that happen. I'm not letting that happen. I'm killing him with the next round. He's dead.
I'm gonna make a strike with my rapier at Langdorosa.
Whether this kills him or not, we will definitely be having a scene with Arctreon. Don't you worry.
I got a little speech. I got a little.
And-
Oh yeah.
As I pass by the green one, I'm just gonna whisper, "You're beautiful. I love you. I'm sorry."
Oh.
My queen.
My queen, natural 20.
Oh!
26
Nice.
to hit.
Okay. Roll damage.
Wait, no, we doubled the
So
we doubled the rolls or double the damage?
No. It's double the dice, but beyond D&D Beyond rolls the critical damage for you.
So 15 damage.
Did you make sure it rolled the 2 die? It would say in your
was-
calculations.
Yeah. It rolled the dice. It didn't double the damage, it rolled the extra dice.
Okay, so 15 damage then.
Yes.
You seeing all of this chaos around you, you see Arctreon just breathing heavily, Langdorosa breathing heavily. They have just been taking these huge pot shots. It's not an artsy type of fight. It's not a finesse fight like maybe Avery is kind of used to. This was like a punch, break rib, punch, break clavicle. Like every single hit, every bite is taking just so much out of these two combatants. And you look at Arctreon and you just have those flashbacks hit you of when Langdorosa got the better of him, and you're like, not again. And you just stand there with you kind of breathe for a minute and take your rapier out. Everything around you just kind of slows down as you see Amara running from that other barbarian, Arlie slamming into the second berserker, the third berserker just trying to hit this flame phoenix, and it just keeps appearing and disappearing and reappearing. And you take your shot and you just dart like the Flash himself, and you stab him and impale him to the rock wall. Leave your hand out as your rapier is embedded into his sternum into the back wall as Arctreon just surprised by the sudden appearance of you, Langdorosa's eyes droop. Is that all you got? He has 1 hit point left. I am not joking. He had 16 left, and you hit him for 15.
Can I just, with my free hand, just like stick it under his chin and raise his chin up a little bit, look at Ark and just go, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Finish
The
it.
spark of lightning coming out of his mouth starts to dissipate. Gurgling sounds coming from underneath his breast cavity as the lightning breath isn't able to fully come out the way it was before. Anything else?
I'm just gonna use the rest of my movement to kind of move up here. Just for flight. Just
Okay.
next to Ark, just waiting.
After that, we got Avery.
Yeah, I'm taking out this green girl.
Okay.
So I am going to grab my short sword, and did she get another reckless? So do I have advantage?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that would be unnatural 20.
That'll hit.
Oh.
Roll damage.
Let's see here. That'll be a 9 damage.
9 damage.
If that doesn't kill, I have my two-handed fighting.
Still up.
Okay, well then we are going to use the two-handed fighting unarmed strike melee attack. 16 to hit.
16 will hit. Roll damage.
That'd be 4 bludgeoning damage.
You go to this thing, sort of you and Arlie now on top of it, blow for blow, strikes with a short sword, trying to hit with the arrow, getting in close, Arlie shoulder checking her, both on top of it. You just start, it's just like a curbside stomp fest as this barbarian just getting knocked all over the place, slashing, kicking, elbowing, punching. Just starts shouting obscenities of you in Draconic.
What did she say?
Long live the spirit of Tiamat. Let your dragon rage and fire embolden us to take over the woods and beyond. And is just like hanging on by dear life, but there's blood coming down the side of the mouth. Teeth are missing, wounds protruding everywhere. 2 HP left.
I just say,
Still
Tiamat's stupid and fat.
What?
What?
Apollo just, that's my future wife you're talking about.
After that, this berserker, last one there, is going to go reckless and try to end this phoenix's life. That's 17 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. I believe that is 11 points of slashing damage.
It's gone. He's gone.
So unfortunately, one more big swipe. Stupid flaming thing. Big side strike hits it, and the flame
Aw.
dissipate into the air. Does not reform.
Amara, you still have a healing potion, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my baby.
So with that, it's going to move up towards Arlie. Okay. After that, we come back to the top of the round with Arctreon.
Let's see if I can flick him in the nose until he dies. 16 to hit, just barely.
Just barely misses him. Go for the second one.
Bite works.
Is it? Do you have advantage on the hit because I'm also within 5 feet?
That is not a rule, but I will say, for all intents and purposes, he literally has 1 HP left.
I can't hit him. He's stabbed into the wall, and for some reason, I'm like, oh, oops.
This is literally just for flavor. Like having the 1 HP is literally for flavor. I'm just gonna say you deal this killing blow. How would you like to end the life of Langdarosa Cyanrath?
I have a small speech, a very small speech.
I can change the music if you like. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you want to.
So hold on. No, not that one. Where is it? This is it. Go.
As I unstick him from the wall, grab him by the robes, and lift him up with one hand.
You are a fool for those you follow. You follow out of fear, not glory. I fight not of fear, but only glory, and the glory of those who fight by my side. Let this be the last light you see.
And I literally bite off his head. That is.
So you go to him, say those words, and as you look at him dead in the eye and say that, he just mutters out, "Long live Tiamat," and you just lunge onto the side of his head, rip off his entire head from his body as his neck just starts spread out everywhere as you have Langdarosa's head in your jaws and blue blood spurting all over the place. Put it down, spit it down the ground. His head rolls. The other barbarians, they've bested the chief. And they all look confused and not sure what to do.
Ladies.
And I turn over, I just pan slowly over to both of them and say nothing but just spit out his head and wipe the blood from my jaw.
And as you say that, they all look at this and notice, and you can hear them shout out, "Yeah, he said he couldn't be killed. He said the dragon gave him immortal life. What is this? What have you done?" And they just start looking at you completely confused and not sure what's going on.
He's missing a head.
Dragon these nuts across your chin.
just ladies, drop your weapons and we can take care of this amicably.
If he can't die, maybe you can die too.
You can crush me all you want in bed tomorrow night. Would you like to go out? All three of you. I am up for a challenge. Can I persuasion this?
At disadvantage.
I was going to be intimidating. I was going to use intimidation to do something else.
Try. What do you want to say? At the moment, obviously something was told to them that they are in disbelief.
The low roll was an 18.
Yeah.
I will say, I will ask, lower your weapons. For nothing will spare you.
Roll yours at advantage as you just spit out the head of Langdarosa.
I won't need it because I got a nat 20.
Ah! They all look at you, Archeron. They hear what Apollo had to said. The two of the three female barbarians are just confused with blood on their axe. Everything stayed still in motion as the tension in this room is at an all-time high. The barbarian that you had been making advances on this whole time, Apollo, you see a slight, just for a flicker in their face, just almost kind of considering what you're laying down for a brief moment until Arctreon says those words, and the female barbarians kind of look around. We pray at the altar of the strongest and most capable. And they put their axes down, walking over to Arctreon and stop the advance in their tracks and are waiting your order, Arctreon.
I'm just gonna shout, "Oh my God, Arc, that was hot! This lady was gonna kill me!" Oh!
As they lay down on their knees, they say that, and we fade to black. And that's the end of the stream today, everyone.
Cool beans.
Oh my gosh.
Cool beans. Was the speech too much?
No,
it was
That
great.
awesome.
That could have gone real bad.
Way worse.
Oh,
Oh my God.
It was
Every single
close.
time you rolled, I was like knocking on my desk. I'm like, oh God, please. Oh God, please.
How much health
Yeah,
does
that-
everybody have?
I have half.
I'm still at full.
18.
Oh my God.
But half of mine is 16.
If that lady hit me, oh my God.
Yeah, as soon as you took out the leader, this clan of barbarians were obviously told something that would give them better standing in their tribes, maybe, or in their territories. You took him down, and he was clearly lying. So change things up a bit. But thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Hope you had a good time. This was really fun, and I've been really looking forward to this rematch for a while. And it went down very, very well. Some quick, oh my God, if Lang Rosa didn't get rolled low in those last few hits, it would be game over for our boy.
Yeah.
The dice did what it did. So thank you all so much. We will see you next Saturday, I believe, if no one's got things to do or prior arrangements. But keep on the Dicecream socials for all our game times and different events we have coming up. We'll see you guys on Monday for Beyond the Realms. Have fun, everyone. Bye-bye.